I'm Lauren Hill, joined by Kent Oda and Evan Epstein, and we are getting you ready for Game 2 tonight against the North Iowa Bulls. So I said it yesterday, morale was high. It's arguably even higher today as our Toros have clinched a spot in the 2025 Robertson Cup playoffs. Tonight we're looking to get the weekend sweep over the Bulls. What did y'all think of the overall outcome of last night?
It's good to clinch the playoff spot. Obviously, the Toros have their sights set higher on winning the entire division, but can't do that without first clinching your playoff spot. So overall, a good outcome. Also nice, even though they had clinched technically earlier in the evening with St. Cloud and Aberdeen both losing, still nice to get a win on the night you clinch.
Yeah, last night certainly wasn't 60 minutes of clean hockey, but the Toros showed up when it mattered the most, picking up 2 goals 22 seconds apart in the third period to tie it up. And I thought Billy Batten and Adam Mahler did a terrific job on their shift in overtime, keeping the puck away from the North Iowa Bulls. And then, of course, Batten feeding Mahler for the exciting finish.
All right, well, let's take a look at the recap of last night's overtime win over the North Iowa Bulls.
Noah Gibbs got the party started early, picking up a puck in the slot, turning and firing it in to give the Toros a 1-0 lead. Later in the period, it's Dennis Hodis from behind the goal line feeding Parker Osborne out in front as Osborne would knot the game even at 1. Now we move on to the second period, and the second period was all North Iowa. Eli Miller gets the puck out in front, had time to pick his spot, and Miller pinpointed it far side over Svedin to give the Bulls a 2-1 lead. Bulls would tack on another in the period on the power play. A long shot by Sangyab Kim took 2 deflections out in front, last touched by Vince Kalshur, who picked up credit for the goal. Time trickling down for the Toros in the third in a 2-goal deficit, but it's Gavin Middendorf deflecting it out in front into the net as Middendorf scored for the 5th straight game, and the Toros trailed by just 1. Just 22 seconds later, it's Noah Gibbs redirecting a shot from Landon Fleming as the Toros would tie it up. And in overtime, as previously mentioned, with the defender out of the play, Billy Batten finds Adam Mahler on the back door, and Adam Mahler finishes off a 4-3 overtime win for the Toros.
It was really wins the battle in the corner to get the rebound for the Toros, puts it behind the net for Billy Batten, fakes that he's going behind the net, which is why the defender left him. The Bulls defender went behind the net instead of staying with Adam Mahler. Mahler then cuts back to the near post, takes the pass all alone, is able to beat the goaltender.
High hockey IQ right there.
All right, well, now it's time to turn our attention back to tonight's game with the updated Noodles numbers brought to you by Noodles & Company of Minot. So with that win last night, our Toros are at 38-11-1 as we stand still at second in the Central Division, and the North Iowa Bulls are 17-26-6 as they stand at 6th in the Central Division.
Yeah, as we've been saying, pretty much this whole second half, numbers reflect a team that's at the top of the division versus a team that's in the bottom of the division. But as we saw for 50 minutes last night, you can't just take a team for granted. You have to come out with your best effort. Hopefully the Toros do that tonight.
Yeah, I was interested to see how special teams would play an impact on this series, and last night it didn't. The Toros went on the power play just once, unable to convert. North Iowa Bulls 1 for 2 on their power play opportunities. A very clean game, but it was getting chippy toward the end.
Yeah, and also you do look, there was a time not too long ago where the Toros penalty kill was ranked top in the league, slowly dropping down the standings. 6th, still pretty good, but the overall numbers this last month or so, not nearly as strong as they had been for most of the year.
All right, well, it's time to look at our Minotauros, which are club players to watch. I'm going to kick it off with arguably the star of last night, Adam Mahler. He's broken several franchise records just this season for the Toros. He scored that game-winning overtime goal last night. Also, it's Parents' Weekend. His parents are here. He talked last night after scoring that overtime goal that his parents are his heroes. So I think having them here definitely helps. And yeah, definitely a player to watch, if not tonight, any night.
I'm going to go with forward Dane Ramirez. I thought he had a strong game. Also, against North Iowa, physicality, a huge part of the game. I think Ramirez should continue that, even if he doesn't put points on the board. I think having that physical presence, especially with some lineup changes tonight, that's more his game. I think that'll be a strong player to keep an eye on tonight.
I'm going with Noah Gibbs here. Gibbs had his breakout game with the Toros last night, 2 goals, including the game-tying goal in the third period. their line as a whole was able to create space in the Bulls' defensive zone, and they took advantage, as this is really the group that the Toros are looking to break through. And if this line gets going, Toros are going to have 3 very dangerous units.
All right, well, that'll bring us to our home key group keys to the game. Ken, what are your keys to tonight's game?
First home key group key to the game, upgrades. Toros have punched their ticket to the postseason. Now they've got 9 games to try and upgrade that ticket to first class. Coming into tonight, the Toros are 1 point behind Bismarck, 2 points ahead of Austin in the battle for the top spot in the Central. We'd like to see the guys lock that up. The good news, 4 games against Austin, 2 games against Bismarck. So as long as the Toros take care of business, they should be able to win the division for the regular season. And
Austin, Bismarck, and the Toros have actually all locked up the top 3 spots in the Central Division. So they're jostling for positioning there as St. Cloud and Aberdeen fight for that final playoff spot. But Ken, as you said, 4 against Austin, a huge stretch coming up.
Second home key group key to the game, 60 minutes. Toros have been doing, it seems, just enough to get wins here against North Iowa, the Mallards, Aberdeen before that. I'd like to see this group come out and put a full 60-minute effort in, especially before they start taking on Austin and Bismarck down the stretch here. Teams that you won't be able to just turn it back on in the final 10 minutes of the game and get the win. And our third and final home key to the game is shoot. I talked about it all night on the broadcast last night. Toros frustratingly passing up shooting opportunities early in the game, trying to set up a slightly better opportunity with a pass that sometimes gets through, but more often than not, last night especially, did not. I'd like to see the Toros just put pucks on net like they did. Mindorf's goal, a long shot from the point that goes off Mindorf's skate. Gibbs' second goal is a redirection of a shot as well. Just start putting pucks on net and see what happens.
All right, Minotauros fans, it's time to take out your phones and pull up the Toros mobile app for your chance to win prizes throughout tonight's game. Starting with our 4 Bears Sportsbook over-unders. Our first one is total fighting majors over-under 1.5.
I'm taking the over here. This got very feisty at the end of last night's game. You saw both sides really trying to instigate fights and trying to get the other side to go to the penalty box. Ken, you mentioned it with your player of the game, Dane Ramirez. He got into a fight against the Minnesota Mallards last week. He could be someone to watch early on in this game.
I'm also going over an emotional win last night for the Toros with the comeback, but also a bit of a devastating loss for North Iowa on their end, especially with their playoff hopes on life support. I would expect to see them come out early and maybe get a fight going to try and just overall jumpstart the bench.
Yeah, I agree with both of y'all's points. I'm going to go over with this, as well as the fact that I cannot go against Ken's player to watch, obviously. I love to see a fight. That's nothing new. So I would love to see an over with this one, as well as the fact that, like you said, disappointing for North Iowa last night. So they could come onto the ice feeling a little extra angst, as well as hey, Dane loves a good smile and a fist. So there you go. Our second one is total Toros goalie saves over under 29.5.
I'm going to go under here. I think Mazenko in net tonight. I don't think it's going to be a poor performance. I just think the Toros are going to come out with a little bit more effort throughout the entire game, and as a result, they'll limit shots against. They gave up a lot of shots last night to North Iowa. I don't expect to see that 2 nights in a row.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going to go under for the same reason. I just think, although North Iowa is going to come out a little upset, maybe a little angry, I definitely think that our defense is going to uphold that tonight.
I'm taking the under. I think this is a game where the North Iowa Bulls could commit a lot of penalties, giving Toros the time on the power play. And Ken, as you said, that would minimize their shots on goal and therefore the amount of save opportunities that Will Mazenko would have.
All right, and our last one is total empty net goals over under 0.5. I'm going to keep it simple here. Y'all know I love an over. I'm going to go over.
I'm going to take the over as well. I think the Toros are going to get out to a big lead, but I think this is a North Iowa team that likes to pull their goaltender, even if they're down 2 or 3 goals. So if the Toros have a big lead, I still wouldn't be surprised to see an empty netter.
I'm going to go under. 4-1 Toros, no need for North Iowa to pull their net. And yeah, I'm just taking the under. That'll bring us to our McDonald's Toros trivia question. What is the Toros' record for shots on goal in a game it was set against North Iowa last season? 70, 66, 62, or 58?
I believe I know the answer to this from a previous pregame show we did earlier this year, so I'm not going to answer.
Yeah, we went over it in the broadcast, actually. well, I don't want to say what game it was, but when the Toros continued to rack up shots on goal. So I will stay out of this one as well.
Fans, you don't have to stay out of it. Go ahead and get your guess in. Get a chance to win a free lunch from our friends at Dakota Drive McDonald's.
All right, well, Ken, Evan, do you have any final thoughts for tonight's game against North Iowa?
Well, I mean, I've already predicted a final score, so I think I think it should be a fun night for the Toros. Close out family weekend with a weekend sweep and get ready to take on the Austin Bruins and try and lock up the top seed in the Central Division.
Toros want to play 60 minutes of solid hockey tonight. We didn't see that last night, even though they showed up when it mattered the most. But you'd like to see a dominant win heading into a big weekend against Austin.
All right, well, that'll do it with Farmers Union Insurance pregame show. We will send it over to Josh Carlock for tonight's starting lineups.
Good evening, Toro fans. The Minotauros welcome you to the Pepsi Rink at Mesa Arena for tonight's matchup between the North Iowa Bulls and your Minotauros. Are you ready for some Minotauros hockey?
And that's how it is now. You better dip on them dance floor now. Get on that rhythm now. I'ma say,
Oh, welcome to the ice, your Minotauros. Now it's time to meet your SRT Communications starting lineup. And go from Niskayuna, New York, number 33, Will Mizenko. On defense from Oregon, Wisconsin, number 77, Landon Fleming. On defense from Ancaster, Ontario, number 42, Adam Muller. At left wing from Phoenixville, Pennsylvania, number 34, Billy Batten. At center from Roma, Finland, number 10, Jesse Uhala. And at right wing from Troy, Michigan, number 7, Jack O'Hannison. And your Magic City Discovery Center captains, Freya Christensen and Camden McIntosh. Your Toros are led by head coach Cody Campbell. He is assisted by Tyler Ebner and Wyatt Oslenchuk. Toro fans, at this time, we ask that you raise your label as the Minot Air Force Base Honor Guard presents our nation's colors. Performing the anthem is Elijah Robinson.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Ross for a ceremonial puck drop.
The Minot Minotauros take on the North Iowa Bulls as they look to complete the weekend sweep and are in search of 5 in a row after clinching a playoff berth last night. Hello, everyone. Welcoming you into the Pepsi Rink from Mesa Arena. I'm Evan Epstein alongside Ken Oda. Ken, it wasn't always pretty at times last night, but the Toros came back with 2 in the third, and Mahler's OT winner was an exciting way to finish off Game 1 of this series.
Yeah, the Toros got outplayed for about 40 minutes last night, but as we've seen when they take on teams at the bottom of the division, Toros talented enough to turn it on and come back late. And you don't mind so much giving up the point in the standings to a team that is most likely not making the playoffs, but that said, Cody Campbell certainly wants the guys to clean it up. He won't be able to get away with partial efforts in the postseason.
It's Yahala's line alongside Adam Mahler and Landon Fleming to start for the Toros. There's a theme here. If the Toros win, it's usually the same starting line. Toros control off the draw. Fleming slides it across for Mahler as we're underway here from Minot, North Dakota. Billy Batten in the neutral ice. Pass across off the stick of O'Hannison. Mahler chases it down far corner, and it's tipped up into the netting just 15 seconds into this matchup. So an early draw in the offensive zone for the Toros.
Several fans checking in already on socials. The Longs Heart in Colorado. Danny Held is in the TARDIS. Michael Thompson checking in from New Mexico. The Corys and Lucas Simstead here at the Pepsi Rink.
Yahala and Severson in the circle to the left of Kyle Osgun, who makes the start in net. Toros win. O'Hannesson, quick shot taken by Jack Severson. Severson up into neutral ice for Sang-Yog Kim, fires one on Mazenko, floats in the slot, shot off the post. Mazenko lost the rebound. Weirin has it near side, shot from Severson is blocked. Toros get it to Billy Batten, up into the neutral ice. Yahala on the Pepsi logo. O'Hannesson far side, floats one in, backdoor. Batten can't get it on net. In the far corner, it's shoveled down. Puck is left as Batten will fight for it, but it gets knocked around near side for Sang-Yog Kim. Kim, a long pass across, couldn't hit Jack Severson. Jordan Gibbs finds Billy Batten. Batten left wing, kick save, rebound out in front, and Kyle Osgun moving out of his crease to fall on that puck with 19:03 to play here in the first.
Yeah, that first attempt for Batten, the pass was just a little bit long, so he couldn't aim it so much as just had to try and flip it in the general direction of the net, missed wide. That second one created a rebound that maybe indicates Osgun not exactly locked in here early. See if the Toros can't take advantage. They need to be ready to pounce on loose pucks that you might expect to get soaked up.
Yahala's line's off. John Small line on now for the Toros. Bulls control it off the draw, send it back behind the goal. Johnson spins it for Dennis Hodis, ties it up on the half wall. Middendorf clawing away at the puck. Toros break it free. It's Ian Spencer, leaves top of the zone. Shot deflected through traffic and a kick save made. Now it's Malatino shoveling it out to the neutral ice where Jax Warren has it. Warren will flip it up off the back wall. Crawford retrieves. He has Malatino near side. Malatino moving around Ian Spencer. Leaves it for Cass Crawford. Crawford far side across the blue line. He can't get past Ian Spencer. Comes out forward now. It's Gavin Middendorf. Middendorf on the right wing. Wraps around. And not finished off by John Small with a good look from the slot.
Fantastic feed from Middendorf to set that up.
Small now far side across the blue line off the skate of Hubert Clark. Crawford picks it up in the near corner. He leaves it back behind the goal line for Johnson. Johnson shimmies it around the boards and Malatino chips it up into the air. Jockums keeps it in. Stays up at the top of the zone, far side. Jockums has it tied up in his skates. Comes down the wall. Evan Johnson swats it around the boards for Crawford. Crawford can't keep it. Now Hodis trying to clear, unable to do so. Back behind the goal line for Johnson. Johnson now rings it around the boards up to Hubert Clark at the near point. Long shot, rebound in the slot, and Noah Gibbs with the opportunity there as the Bulls finally clear the zone. Suzuki will ring it around the boards. Will Mazenko can't grab the puck.
Gibbs had a lot of net to shoot out. He just missed it wide, not a lot of time, as there were a ton of bodies in tight.
Bulls kept it in momentarily, but now the Toros able to get that puck all the way down the ice. Oshovi will send it up the near side. Eli Miller can't keep it on his stick. Parker Newman now will swat it back into the North Iowa zone. Osgun sends it far side, comes right back around the near side, but getting in the way is Parker Newman. Down into the corner for Dane Ramirez. Ramirez sends one out in front, and Newman, that was now far side. Adam Mahler tries the shot, comes wide left, rings up for Landon Fleming. Fleming sends one into the glove of Kyle Osgun as the Toros have had a lot of pressure in the North Iowa zone to start this game.
Shots 5-2 in favor of the Toros. I told you to keep an eye on Dane Ramirez in the pregame show. Fantastic feed out front. That's another look at Mindorf's feed to Small. Toros getting a lot of offense from behind the net to the front of the net. Wonder if that's something they went to school on last night.
Working the puck low to high has benefited the Toros all season long when that's been the game plan. Jack Edwards in the face-off circle for the Toros. Slowly skating forward is Dennis Hodis for the Bulls. Comes straight out to the side for Davis Higley. Higley sends it around for Dietz, can't get it. Comes for Luke Gustafson, jammed up. Edwards gets back on the puck in the far corner, comes up top of the zone. Mahler's one-timer, loose out in front. Mahler gets it back. He tries a shot blocked by Gustafson. Higley sends it high off the wall. Fleming puts it down, turned away.
That's a hand pass.
And it was a hand pass as Fleming put it down, couldn't get his stick on it before Parker Newman came to retrieve. 16:28 to play. And yet another couple of good looks for the Toros.
Sally B and the Chicago crew checking in. The Swests checking in from Houston, Texas. Kirkbrides, Kepharts, and Everett's watching in Grand Rapids. And Braden Tews from the southern part of North Dakota.
Yahala able to get it back. Knocked down was Cole Weirin, but Weirin is able to get it down the ice. Mahler picks it up on the goal line. Up over the head of Billy Batten and off the wall, as this will not go down for icing. Sent around the far side. Cole Weirin leaves it in the neutral ice. Across for Landon Fleming. Fleming near side will send it down into the far corner. Dietz first to the puck, sends it up for Cole Weirin. Weirin off the glass, gets by the hand of Adam Mahler. Now it's tapped out to the neutral ice. Kim has it, center of the ice. He whiffed on the pass, comes out just right of the goal, as now Yahala with some space near side. His pass got blocked. Bulls able to keep it in on the half wall as Severson sends it around the boards. Picked up by Sangyab Kim. Kim will retreat out to the neutral ice. Kim turning away from Billy Batten. And now Batten blocks the pass. It's a one-on-one. Billy Batten's shot gets blocked by Crawford, and Kyle Osgun will cover up the puck. So good work from Billy Batten to force the offensive zone draw for the Toros with 15:30 to play.
Offensive zone draw coming once again. It's been all Toros here early. They just haven't potted one.
Jax Warren slotted with Jordan Gibbs tonight. Warren played his first game last Saturday, was a scratch last night, but out on the ice once again. Toros win the draw, comes out to Warren near point, sends his shot looking for a tip from John Small. Into the far corner it goes. Middendorf to chase it down on the half wall. Middendorf tied up. Small comes in to help out, but the Bulls take it out of the pile. It's Osborne. Osborne rings it around the boards, comes up near side. Malatino got jammed with Jax Warren. Gibbs keeps it in his skates, fighting with Fuji Suzuki for positioning. Osborne able to help out, and it's cleared by Ian Spencer into the neutral ice. Now Small comes forward near side. Middendorf, right side, moves in, but a great save from Osgun to take it off Middendorf's stick.
Good poke check. Never let Mindorf pull the trigger. That was probably his only chance to stop Mindorf from scoring.
And icing goes against the Bulls with 14:44 to play. Icing brought to you by Minot's Finest Collision Center. Gavin Middendorf would have had a wide open side of the net, but like you said, Osgun wisely came forward because he just didn't have the momentum to move back to his side. As we see here, Ian Spencer playing his 100th game with the Toros. Drop stays in the circle. Weirin out to get it. He backhands it behind the goal line. He has Vince Kelcher. Kelcher into the neutral ice. Malatino chips it forward. Toros get to it first. It's Ty James. Short pass to Huber Clark. Turns it over. Oshovi shovels one in. Kicked away by Will Mazenko. Far side. Comes up the wall. Another long shot. Mazenko made the save. Rebound stayed there, but it's Huber Clark to take it away. Clark working in the Toro zone. Has Noah Gibbs in the neutral ice. Whiffed on the dump in. And now Clark had that one blocked. Jochim's able to get it into the North Iowa end. Anthony McIntosh looks up far side. He's got Parker Osborne. Osborne onto the stick of Deemer. Deemer looks ahead, swatted down by Clark. Now onto the skate of Oshovi and back into the neutral ice. Deemer retreats into the North Iowa zone. Looks across for McIntosh. McIntosh fires one off the glass behind Will Mazenko. Clark now retreats and gets it far side for Landon Fleming. Quick pass for Clark off the stick. Now finds its way to Ramirez. Chasing it down far side is Jack Edwards. Ramirez now tied up behind the goal line. Stays there for Ramirez, who's putting in good work on these first two shifts. Sent up the wall for Adam Mahler. Mahler has Landon Fleming near side. Long shot comes wide right. Edwards picks it up on the far wall. Sends one to the right wing for Parker Newman. Newman retreats, has Fleming top of the zone. Couldn't keep it on his tape. Back into the neutral ice as he'll ring it around the boards. Toro's going to get a change in as Gustafson
That was too many men on North Iowa. Sorry.
Vince Kelcher on the Pepsi logo. Kelcher across the blue line. Has it taken off his stick by Adam Mahler. Mahler sends it off the wall. Stays on the left wing. No one can seem to pick it up. Now it's Jesse Ahala moving forward. Mahler to his right. Mahler's shot gets blocked. Mahler back on it as He couldn't get it for Jesse Yahala near side. Ohannesson keeps it in at the point. Gets past Yahala, back on it off the boards. Yahala off Crawford and gets by Jax Warren. Warren takes it back to the logo and will send it into the far corner. Osgun leaves it behind his cage, sent around by Evan Johnson. Weir chips it into the neutral ice, and Higley will swat it down deep into the Toro zone. Mizenko leaves the puck for Billy Batten. Batten couldn't handle it cleanly. Now he has it, has Jesse Yahala. Yahala long pass to Ohannesson in on the right side. Ohannesson shot, save made, and no one there on the rebound for the Toros. Yahala able to poke it free. Now in on the goal line, centering pass, shot comes up off the boards, and it's taken away by Sangyab Kim. Kim moves in on the right side. Kim, tough angle, kick save. Back on the puck beyond the goal line as Jesse Yahala looks to have space. Bulls got a stick in there, but now Jordan Gibbs will flip it up into the neutral ice. McIntosh trying to take it. Gibbs has it back in the Toro zone. Far side, Yahala drops for Ohannesson. Ohannesson moves in on the left wing, tries the shot, gets blocked. Puck stays in the near corner, comes out Ian Spencer, taken away by Austin Oshovi. Now Ty James chips it back into the corner, stays on the half wall and comes up for Ian Spencer. Spencer has John Small. Small working on the goal line. Far side takes it up. Shot from a tough angle. Still loose, and it's taken back to the top of the zone. James tried a shot block in traffic. Now Clark skates in as that one's kicked away by Kyle Osgun. John Small spinning in the far half wall. Small takes it up, gives it to Hubert Clark. Clark's shot gets tipped up off the glass, and Small's back on it in the far corner. Gavin Middendorf now gets it to the top of the zone for Ty James. Back down to Middendorf on the half wall. Middendorf will float it around the boards, picked up by Oshovi. Oshovi far side off the glass, and a leaping Ty James. It went off his hand and into the North Iowa bench with 10:41 to play here in the first period.
Jack Ohannesson, who has 21 career points against North Iowa on 10 goals and 11 assists, now has 132 career points. That is the active leader in the North American Hockey League. That's 105th all-time in the league. His next point will move him into the top 100 all-time scorers in North American Hockey League history.
Fleming now starts up the ice. He's into the neutral ice. Jochim's far side stops momentarily. He tried to send it off the wall, taken momentarily by Dietz. Dietz swats it to neutral. It's Osborne. Has Hodis in on the right side. Hodis on the right wing. Tries to shot, score. Dennis Hodis. And the North Iowa Bulls draw first blood with 10:15 to go here in the first.
And then Hodis had a little something extra for the fans up on the mezzanine. I don't know what they were saying to him, but he certainly took some of it personally.
No doubt, goal number 10 on the season for Hodis. And despite the fact that the Toros have controlled a large part of these first 10 minutes, they trail 1-0. Bulls have it off the draw as action resumes. Evan Johnson far side off the stick of Noah Deemer deep into the Toro zone. Mizenko grabs the puck. Played around the near side. Dane Ramirez can't get it up to Cash Crawford at the point. Long shot blocked in the slot, and Ramirez takes it away. Ramirez far side will shovel it down into the corner and chase, but the Bulls send it around near side. Teddy Manlove has it up for Vince Kalsher. Kalsher off the wall, has it down on the goal line, wraps around the net of Mizenko, takes it to the far corner, and he'll leave it around the boards. Poked for Deemer. Deemer given space on the near side, up the half wall as Warren applied pressure. One-timer, and Evan Johnson broke his stick. Vince Kalsher turning up the wall. Kalsher has Jack Edwards on him. Kalsher spins it down in the corner for Osborne, left out in front. Malatino tries, rebound still there as it comes out to the near boards. And now the Toros are going to go on the power play for the first time this game. It's going to be Vince Kalsher, it looks like. No, it'll be Michael Malatino heading to the box with a trip. And so the Toros will go to the First Western Bank and Trust power play with an opportunity to even up this game.
For the first time in about 24 hours, they only had one power play last night, and it came early in the first. But here's the Northern Century salute.
So I'd like to salute Senior Airman Joseph Padua Muriel. Senior Airman Joseph Padua Muriel recently returned home after a deployment to the Middle East, where he served in support of Operation Inherent Resolve. As a skilled B-52 aircraft electrician, Senior Airman Padua Muriel played a vital role in the mission success. He is warmly welcomed home by his loving wife Aisha and their young son Maz Milano. Toro fans, make some noise for Senior Airman Joseph Padua Muriel.
So the Toros' first power play unit skates back out onto the ice. Ken, you just mentioned it before we went to a break. 0 for 1 on the power play last night, but as a unit, they played very well against the Minnesota Mallards, 3 for 7 last weekend.
Yeah, Toro's power play does fall to second with the 0 for 1 last night, but all season long it's been top 3.
Yahala, Ohannes, Batten, Spencer, and Mahler comprise of that first unit. Mahler gets it back. It's Ian Spencer up top. Spencer slides it across for Adam Mahler. Mahler gives it to Ohannes on the right wing. Ohannes given space, has Batten on the goal line. Looking back into Ohannes. Deemer got in the way. Batten now into Ohannes, flips it up to Mahler, top of the zone. Over to Yahala, near side. Shot blocker saved by Uzgun. Yahala back on it near side, has Adam Mahler. Across now for Ohannes. Given back to Adam Mahler, has Yahala with space. Ohannes now tries a shot off the boards. Yahala able to keep it in his glove to avoid the zone clearance. Back to Ohannes far side. Billy Batten in the far corner, gives to Ohannes. Ohannes skates into the circle, back to the top of the zone. Mahler in for Jesse Yahala, slides it across, shot! What a save by Kyle Osgun as Ohannes has it back for Adam Mahler. Now into Yahala, closing in, blockered away by Osgun. McIntosh shovels it up the wall. Yahala keeps it, tries another shot as it comes up the far wall for Ohannes. Backed up to Mahler. Mahler gives to Yahala. Yahala walks in, and now he'll retreat. Yahala with quite a few shots already on this shift. Ohannes far side, gives to Yahala. He'll try again. Kick save. Comes out to Adam Mahler near half wall. Down to Billy Batten. Gets it up to Ian Spencer. Spencer over right side. One-timer save made as Yahala gets the puck back. It's Ohannes
Exhausted
now.
killers for the Bulls.
Once again, Jesse Yahala now far side. Jack Ohannes cross ice pass. And another great save by Osgun. Adam Mahler trying from the left wing. Spencer top of the zone. Ohannes gives to Mahler. Mahler long shot, rebound out in the crease. It's still there, and it comes out beyond the goal line. Noah Deemer diving on the puck now in the far corner, and Deemer might be hurt as the Bulls clear down the ice, goes on Will Mazenko, and that is the entirety of the Toros power play.
Deemer and Batten exchanging some. Are they gonna go? Nope.
Puck stays in the Toro zone beyond the goal line, picked up by Chuck Owens. Gets it to Jack Edwards, short pass for Noah Gibbs. Gibbs moves in across the blue line, can't get through the skates of Crawford. Severson up the near wall for Cole Weirin. Weirin sends it into the neutral ice across the blue line is Sangyab Kim. Shot blocker save, floats up into the air and falls down to the stick of Jordan Gibbs. Up far side for Jockums, had it poked away. Gibbs to Noah Gibbs now near side as Gibbs will ring it around the boards. Comes up for Braden Jockums, couldn't keep it. Now chopped down beyond the goal line. Wrapping around was Jockums, but Jockums couldn't direct one on net with pace as this game is continuing to stay physical. Not any punches being thrown, but a lot of players tied up after the whistle.
That power play was spectacular as far as creating chances. Toros just couldn't get one to go. Osgun was just better. He made several spectacular saves going side to side.
And it was Jesse Yahala with pretty much every chance for the Toros.
Mahler had a good one in there as well.
And Mahler's was likely the best save by Osgun as Osgun barely got back to the near post with the pad to make the save. Comes out to Gavin Middendorf. Middendorf takes the top of the zone. Long shot finds the glove of Kyle Osgum with 6:20 to play here in the first period.
Good play off the draw for the Toros.
Look at the replay there. They get traffic out in front of the net, trying to obscure the vision of Osgun. Unable to do so on that play. Comes back. Hubert Clark didn't see that puck was spun toward the near point. He'll chase it down in the Toro zone. Clark.
Shots now 16-8 in favor of the Toros.
Up into the neutral ice. Small couldn't get there, and Anthony McIntosh beats Gavin Middendorf down the ice. Icing called. Icing brought to you by Minot's Finest Collision Center. Comes with 6:02 to play here in the first period.
Noah Gibbs heating up 8 goals, 15 assists for the Toros and Janesville Jets. 2 of those goals came last night.
Comes out in the far corner. Dennis Hodis walled off by John Small. Middendorf picks it up, takes it beyond the goal line. Middendorf given space near side. He starts up ice. Middendorf, a long pass across John Small. Small able to swat it free, but Osborne able to get back on it. Puck goes over a leaping Jack Edwards, but I think they're going to say it hit someone on the bench, which forces a stoppage with 5:43 to go.
Excuse me. A few more fans checking in. The Neubauers are in Bismarck. The Braults are in Janesville. Kim Bartels in Bozeman. MJ's in Omaha. And Christine Wally is in Oklahoma City. Tony Whitaker from Missouri.
Toros get it back to Middendorf, taps it up to Landon Fleming. Quickly across, Adam Mahler tries a shot, but straight into the glove of Osgun once again. Toros just didn't get pressure over to the left side, the right side of the ice where that puck was flying through. All the pressure in the slot, so no one in the shooting lane of Adam Mahler. And there's a look at the point leaders. Ian Spencer, 6th in the NAHL with 66 points. Small wins the draw, but Parker Osborne able to clear the zone. Osborne flips it way up into the air, comes beyond the goal, back out in front as Landon Fleming will take it. Michael Malatino almost had a cheeky look there as it comes up the far wall for Cash Crawford. Crawford sent it off the body of Middendorf. Middendorf now has it in the neutral ice and across the blue line. Middendorf had it taken away, now hits the deck. Bulls race forward. Malatino on the right side. He has Adam Mahler defending him as it's cleared down the ice by Ian Spencer. But that's going to force an icing against the Toros with 5:01 to play in the first period. Shots now 17-8 in favor of the Toros as we look around the division. Bruins taking on the Aberdeen Wings. See what the scores are in those games. Bobcats tied up with the Norsemen at 1 after 2 periods. Bruins holds a 2-0 lead over the Wings, following 1.
Okay, calling them the Weeds. But the Wings are slowly, they're on the outside looking in, running out of time.
Small off the wall. Sangyab Kim takes it away. Weiren's one-timer gets blocked as Mahler plays it out to the boards. Finds the stick of Ian Spencer. Spencer to Small across the blue line. Driving in on the right wing. Takes it out to the corner. Pressured by Evan Johnson, who leaves it back for Cole Weiren. Weiren hit by Ian Spencer. Able to get it back for Johnson. Back to Weiren far side. Weiren moves into the neutral ice, but had his pocket picked by Ian Spencer. Spencer in center of the ice. Shot rebounds, and it was played with a high stick.
It was actually John Small who caught a high stick to the face, I think. No, they're not calling that one? All right. So it was just played with a high stick.
It did look like Small got caught, but no penalty is going to come against the North Iowa Bulls. Instead, just a draw in the Bulls' defensive zone. Falling on the draw is Severson. A whistle blows And
That will be a penalty. No? Yeah.
delay a game against Jack Severson.
Yeah. You're not allowed to play face-offs with your hand.
So not typically the type of play that we see sending the Toros to the first Western Bank and Trust power play, but all the same, the Toros will go back to the man advantage. They've already dominated the shot tally, but still trailing by 1. As this first unit is back out there, they got Jesse Yahala the puck with space frequently on the first power play of the period.
If this unit can look as good as they did on their last attempts, I have a feeling they'll pop one. Toros now shooting the Bulls by 10, but trailing by 1.
Johnson quickly clears it down. The ice goes on the net of Mazenko. Mazenko has it on his stick as he'll guide it out behind the goal line. Adam Mahler takes it and starts up ice. Yahala looks across for Ohanesen. Ohanesen in on the far side. Ohanesen on the half wall. Gets tipped off the boards. Yahala whacking it out of midair. Down into the near corner as Billy Batten is hit by Noah Deemer. Batten and Deemer fighting for the puck. Batten comes away with it, hands to Ohanesen. Comes up for Ian Spencer. Spencer looking for space, now skates in, has Billy Batten on the goal line. Up top for Adam Mahler. Over Ohanesen's one-timer saved by Osgun off his shoulder, and Ohanesen just didn't get enough on that puck to keep it in the Bulls zone. Adam Mahler moves back in across the blue line, off the wall for Ian Spencer. Spencer fires it around the boards. Malatino tried to clear. Yahala kept it in, comes back for Deemer. Deemer does get it into the neutral ice, too far out in front of Malatino. Malatino applying pressure on the penalty kill. Mahler able to get away from Malatino off the skate of Middendorf and shovel back down into the Toros zone. 40 seconds remain on the Toros power play. Fleming leaves for Middendorf. Middendorf starts up ice as the Toros have their second unit on the ice. Middendorf in toward the high slot, finds Jordan Gibbs at the near point. Down to the half wall for Middendorf. Middendorf skates in, leaves for Fleming. Fleming across the blue line has Jordan Gibbs. Gibbs far side for John Small. Small back over for Landon Fleming. Whiffed on the shot, gives it to Jordan Gibbs. Middendorf cross ice for John Small. Wasn't ready for the heat on that puck. Maul now back behind for Jack Edwards. Edwards behind the cage of Osgun finds John Small far side. Middendorf takes a shot, blockered away to the near corner. Comes up top for Jordan Gibbs. Gibbs off the wall for Gavin Middendorf. Middendorf can't keep it on the tape, but he gets it back. Tries a shot into the glove of Osgun once again. Jack Edwards was out in front looking for the tip, and that does it for the Toros power play. A much better kill there from the North Iowa Bulls.
Toros will follow it up with the Yohala line. So the task doesn't get that much easier, even though the Bulls get a player back. Toros get just one shot on goal credited on the power play.
Yahala and Severson to go at it. Now Billy Batten skates into the circle. Dietz takes it away, sends it up in, all the way down the ice.
They'll say it went off Adam Mahler's glove, so no icing.
Ty James steers it up the near side, looks for Jesse Yahala, who's hit down to the ice by Severson. Yahala's hurt. Cole Weir near side over for Severson. Left side shot, score. Sang-Yob Kim. Fed on the back door, fires one in from the left wing. And despite being outshot 20-10, the North Iowa Bulls are up 2-0.
Of course, the bigger concern, if you're Minot right now, is Jesse Yohala, who did not look great as he was going to the bench. The hit was maybe a touch early, but
Lucas Fedin has now come into the game for Will Mazenko, the early trigger. As the puck is moved deep into the Toros zone, Svedin now for about 2 minutes to finish off the first period. He'll likely be in net the rest of the way. John Small floats it around the boards. Picked up by Brody Dietz, and a penalty coming on, no, the post came undone.
No, they are calling the penalty on Small.
Small was knocked down to the ice. The hit came
Small
away
was
from the
driven
play.
into the net.
Interference is the call. We're going to need to see a replay on this because it looked like John Small
Here's
got the
another
worst
look.
end of that beat. Small driven into the net. That's not a penalty on John Small. That's Liam Bard that directed John Small into Kyle Osgun that forced the post to come undone. Regardless, Toros go to the Papa John's PK for the final minute and 36 seconds of the first period. If the Bulls don't cash in, they'll have 24 seconds on the man advantage to start the second.
Toros have scored 8 shorthanded goals this season. The Bulls have allowed 8. See if we can push both of those to 9.
Tap back up for Crawford. Crawford looks down, has Severson. Severson tries a shot off the stick of Landon Fleming and into the netting with a $1:29 to play here in the first.
We've got more fans checking in. Betsy Patterson's in Sacramento. The Payne family from their home here in Minot watching on NAHL TV. Thompsons are in Florida, and Eliza Clark from Norway House, Manitoba.
Draw comes straight out to the side. Crawford skates in, looks across, comes off the wall for Sangyab Kim. Kim in on the left wing, now steers it back up top for Crawford. Crawford, long shot through traffic, save made by Svedin, who's being tested early after entering the game, and now Deemer and Landon Fleming almost getting involved, but neither player choosing to drop the gloves.
This is a tough test for Swedes coming in, and then the Toros pretty much immediately going shorthanded.
Bulls win it off the draw as Ian Spencer got in there, but it's kept in. Sangyab Kim on the left wing. Spencer tangled up with his stick. Up top, Crawford shot comes out wide right. A lot of traffic there. Now it's Crawford down on the half wall into the corner for Vince Kalsher. Kalsher looks up top for Crawford, over for Severson. Severson trades places with Kalsher. Kalsher now tries a shot off the boards as Crawford will chase it down in the neutral ice. Over near side for Jack Severson. Severson moves in across the blue line on the right wing, looks down for Vince Kalsher. Kalsher into the near corner, pressured by Landon Fleming, and now chipped down the ice by Billy Batten, who was hit by Jack Severson. 30 seconds to go in the first period. Severson has it near side, center of the ice off the skate of Dennis Hodis. Hodis hands it off to Cole Weirin. Weirin shovels it back in, taken away. Owens is going to be able to backhand it out of the Toro zone. Evan Johnson will reset behind the net of Osgun and start up ice. Just 8 seconds to go in the first. Suzuki in on the near side, tries a shot, blockered away to the far corner. Malatino picks it up, he's walled off, and time will expire in the first period. The Toros will have 24 seconds remaining on the penalty kill in the second, as the Toros trail by 2 after 20 minutes.
We're going to keep it here, however. We're going to take it down to ice level. In just a moment, the Minotauros Booster Club will be presenting.
Booster Club will be announcing which Toros are receiving the scholarships that they have been promoting. And we will send it on down to the ice.
Good evening, Toro fans. We are the board members of the Minot Minotaur Booster Club. The mission of our organization is to support the team, support our community, and to provide educational opportunities to the players. Tonight is my very distinct pleasure and privilege to present the winners of the 2025 Minot Minotaur Booster Club scholarships. Before I begin, I would like to thank our community sponsors and you, the fans. It is through your donations and support for our fundraisers like our 50-50 raffle and the silent auction going on right now in the community room that this year we're able to give $11,500 worth of scholarships away. Without further ado, let's start the presentation. Our first scholarship is sponsored by the Minot Masonic Lodge. It is my privilege to award this $1,500 scholarship to Lucas Sweatin. Our second scholarship of $2,000 is awarded to Adam Mahler. Our third scholarship of $3,000 is awarded to Jordan Gibbs. Finally, it is an honor to give out our final scholarship of $5,000 to John Small. Let's give another a round of applause to these players.
A very nice moment down on the ice.
We're going to hear from Lauren and John Small.
All right, Minotauros fans, for a special Farmers Union Insurance intermission interview, I'm here with John Small. You just earned $5,000 scholarship money. What does it mean to you to have earned the Minotauros Booster Club's top scholarship this year?
It means a lot. I'm so grateful and thankful for everybody here, the community, the Booster Club, especially my teammates for making it all happen. And it's definitely going to go to use, and I'm excited for college next year.
Yeah, of course. And this is not your first year in Minot. How has Minot turned into a home for you, a second home?
Yeah, it's my second year here, and since the start, everyone's been so welcoming, and obviously the fans, the fan base, the community here, it's just unmatched in all of junior. And you know, it's just a pleasure to play for you guys here every night.
All right, thank you, John. Again, congratulations, and give it up for the Minotauros Booster Club.
Well, congratulations to John Small, as a nice moment here with the Minotauros Booster Club, giving out the scholarships to 4 Toros recipients. But the Toros now head back to the locker room down by 2 after what was a first period that they really controlled most of the game. It's tough to know what the message will be in that locker room, as Kobe Brault is going to hop on here for the Four Bears Casino and Lodge intermission report. Kobe, how you doing tonight?
Oh, I am doing great, man. Saturday night in the Magic City. It's not quite as warm as it needs to be right now, but for March, it's not too bad up here. But just wanted to jump on. First off, shout out to the Booster Club. Sick scholarship presentation there. You know, being able to give out scholarships to some of these boys is kind of what it's all about, honestly, at the end of the day. So shout out to them. If you're in the building listening, which I know some people do that, I'm not really sure how they do that, but I know some people do that. Make sure to check out the community room for that silent auction we got going through the end of second intermission.
And of course, we got the auction as we're auctioning off the St. Patrick's Day's jerseys that you are watching the Toros play in right now. That's on Dash, and it'll be ending at 9:30 p.m. So If you want a piece of Toros memorabilia, make sure to check out Dash and get your bids in before it's too late.
Yep, dashapp.io. We ship anywhere in the country. Honestly, we probably could ship them internationally. We never have before, but I don't see why we wouldn't be able to. So make sure to get those bids in before 9:30. Otherwise, you'll probably end up in an overtime scenario on Dash at 9:30, which is it's fun but nerve-wracking to say the least for the fellow fans. So make sure dashapp.io. That was the two main things I wanted to say. Shout out the Booster Club. Shout out Toro fans worldwide, and dashapp.io. Make sure to get those bids in on those St. Patty's Day jerseys.
All right, well, Kobe, thanks for hopping on the Four Bears Casino and Lodge intermission report. As mentioned, those St. Patrick's Day jerseys will be up on Dash until 9:30 p.m. That means you have 1 hour and 9 minutes to get your bids in. We'll come back with highlights from the first period here on the Four Bears Casino and Lodge intermission report. Stay tuned.
On our path. From the moment we're born, we begin our walk through life. We learn so we can discover. We find our passion and develop our skills. We build relationships. We start thinking about what we're going to leave behind to those we love. Let our legacy help shape yours. First International Bank and Trust. No matter your place in life, we can help you live first.
As far as what Plains Egg has to offer, great pay along with some of the best benefits that I've seen in the job market.
The company understands the importance of family and family values. You need to have that time with your children. Plains Ag is 100% family oriented.
I love working here, very helpful.
There's no problem it feels like we can't solve when we're working together.
Go to plainsegg.com, fill out the application, and we'll be in touch with you shortly.
Circle Sanitation is a locally owned family business providing quality waste hauling services since 1980. We provide service to residential and commercial customers, as well as roll-off service for large projects and construction sites. We are dedicated to providing excellent service at competitive prices without deceptive contracts or hidden fees. For more on what Circle Sanitation can do for you, call us or visit circlesanitation.com.
The puck, the net, the crowd, the moment. A chance to make history. Just like that perfect play, we're here to help you win at your financial game. At Great River Federal Credit Union, we offer competitive rates and innovative technology designed to empower you to achieve your goals. Become a member of Great River and score a $100 bonus when you use promo code Hockey100. Visit greatriverfcu.org/Hockey100 for details and open your account. Member NCUA.
Being in business for over 25 years, we've learned a lot about why local matters, unlike those guys. We take pride in our work and back our tires with our Plus Plan guarantee to get the most out of your tire's lifespan.
Are the tires the same size on all the sides?
We strive to provide great value to our guests and lowest prices guaranteed.
That's not good.
Stop at a trusted tire and auto and get a set of tires from people you know and trust, and will even match those guys.
Nothing has embodied the American spirit like the family farmer. Year after year, they continue to work the land and plant their crops. Through droughts, floods, and uncertain markets, they keep that spirit alive with another crop harvested for the next generation. And for that, we tip our hats to them. Farmers Union Insurance, protecting those that protect America's food source.
We all have our ups and downs, but just like on the ice, we don't have to face the challenges alone. That's why we're excited to support FirstLink for our second season of Shut Out the Stigma. FirstLink is a free, confidential service offering listening and support, referrals to resources, and crisis intervention 24 hours a day. For the first 20 saves at each home game made by the goalies of the Minot Minotauros, the Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Dakota Caring Foundation will donate $50 to FirstLink to keep hope on the line.
The Lamplighter is Minot's premier liquor store. Whether you're looking for wine, cold beer, or a fine bourbon, stop in and browse our selection, or make a quick stop at our convenient drive-thru. The Lamplighter Lounge and Liquor Store.
since 1977. Northwest Tire's been your partner on the road for over 40 years. People have put their trust in our quality brand tires and expert service on the roads and in the fields for work, play, and travel. Northwest Tire, keeping you rolling down the road.
Tomorrow might be hard to see, but tomorrow is right in front of us. And we're always looking towards it. Investing another $4 billion in renewable energy and low-carbon solutions through 2025. And lowering emissions by modernizing our infrastructure, bridging to a sustainable energy future.
In life, there's good, better, and the best. The same theme applies for our car and light truck tires at Northwest Tire. We offer you good tires, better tires, and the best tires. Which choice is right for you? That depends on your tire performance needs and your budget. The choice is yours. Come in and talk to one of our tire experts, and we'll help you decide which tire is best for you.
Evan Epstein back here from the Pepsi Rink at Mesa Arena with the Four Bears Casino and Lodge intermission report. The North Iowa Bulls up to a 2-0 lead on the Minot Minotauros after one, despite the Toros tallying 20 shots on goal throughout the period. It was Dennis Hodis to begin the party for the North Iowa Bulls. As we'll see here, Bulls taking it forward into the zone. Hodis in near side, tries a shot, gets through Will Mazenko. And the next one, it's Sangyab Kim, fed on the left wing. Kim's one-timer goes over Mazenko and into the back of the net as the North Iowa Bulls are up to a 2-0 lead. Lucas Fedin has come into the game for Mazenko, and it is likely that we will see him the rest of the way. The North Iowa Bulls will have 24 seconds to go on the power play to begin period number 2, as John Small will finish off his interference penalty. Small was pushed into Kyle Osgun in the net, but the officials just saw Small crashing into Osgun as the post came undone. So interference was the call that went against John Small. It's a weird one for the Toros because they controlled the vast majority of that first period, outshooting the Bulls 20-13. So you wonder what the message is in the locker room. Do you continue the course as planned? That first power play for the Toros was absolutely stunning that they could not convert. Jesse Ahala, we'll see how many shots Yahala picked up on the period. He's only credited with 3, but it seemed like a few more than that. Adam Mahler with another look on the power play. But Kyle Osgun having a brilliant performance to this point to keep the Toros off the board, as we'll take a look at scores around the North American Hockey League. Well, it should be loading here in a second. Here we go. The Colorado Grit with a 2-1 overtime win over the New Mexico Ice Wolves. Maryland Black Bears 4-2 victory over the Northeast Generals. The Rochester Junior Americans a 5-2 victory over the New Jersey Titans. Johnstown Tomahawks 2-0 win over the Danbury Hat-Tricks. Philadelphia Rebels and Elmira Aviators tied up at 2 with 3 minutes to go in that one. Here's a game we care about here in Minot. The Bismarck Bobcats even at 1 with the St. Cloud Norsemen. Toros fans hoping that the Norsemen can pull out the win and that the Bobcats will not pick up any further points tonight. If the Toros do happen to come back to win this game, pick up 2, and the Bobcats lose in regulation, that would put the Toros in first place in the Central Division. Wisconsin Wendigo holds a 5-1 lead over the Minnesota Wilderness. 6:19 to go in the second. Austin Bruins up 3-0 on the Aberdeen Wings. 4:53 to play there in the second period. Chippewa Steel holds a 3-2 lead over the Janesville Jets with 4:16 to go. Odessa Jackalopes even at 1 with the Shreveport Mudbugs. 8:43 to play in the second. Lone Star Brahmas tied up with the Amarillo Wranglers at 1 apiece. 15:25 to go in the second period there. Oklahoma Warriors trail 2-0 to the El Paso Rhinos with 8 minutes and 18 seconds to go in the first. And still to drop the puck are the Kenai River Brown Bears and the Anchorage Wolverines, as well as the Springfield Junior Blues visiting the Fairbanks Ice Dogs. About 6 minutes away from puck drop in the second period from the Pepsi Rink at Mesa Arena. That will do it for the Four Bears Casino and Lodge Intermission Report. We'll be back with action in the second as the Toros look to claw out of a 2-0 hole.
Living. And at First International Bank and Trust, we're all about living, helping your dreams come true. Because we're not just in the banking business. We're in the first home business, the community sponsorship business, the how do I make this happen business, making your banking life easy so you can focus on what matters most. First International Bank and Trust. Live first.
Nicotine can harm brain development, which continues to about age 25. Know the risks. Visit ecigarettes.surgeongeneral.gov to learn more. This message is brought to you by the 1st District Health Unit and the Minot Minotauros.
No, 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 no! Oh! Wait! We have an emergency fund!
A state-of-the-art hospital and medical office building built with you in mind. The new healthcare campus and medical district, now open in Minot. Trinity Health, making more possible.
I think we have some pickles downstairs. Honey, got some good news and some bad news.
At Northwest Tire, we have tires for everyone. Needs tires that are reliable and safe to get her family where they need to be. Needs a tire that's heavy duty for all of his off-roading adventures. Needs tires that can get him from point A to point B. No matter what you drive or your budget.
Northwest Tire keeps you rolling down the road.
I've been canning my whole life. It's one of my favorite pastimes. Today I finished the raspberry jam.
That's my favorite kind.
Well, here, take it with you.
Thanks, Grandma.
Now for my prize collection. Each jar shows the year it was canned. That way I won't forget when I put it in here.
Grandma, what's that?
Oh! Your grandfather and I worked so hard for this. It's our life savings.
In a jar?
Canning is really the best way to preserve anything.
It's true. The way we've always done it isn't always the best way. See how we're changing for the better at Aspire.
Grandma, you can bank from your phone now.
Oh, wow.
Aspire Credit Union. Aspire to more.
At Northwest Tire, we're part of your community, and we want you to be part of our family. We're about more than tires. We're about superior customer service to keep your vehicles and equipment safely rolling down the road. If you'd like to join a company that truly cares for our customers and employees, come work with us and become part of our growing family. Apply at nwtire.com.
Northwest Tire keeps you rolling down the road.
Evan Epstein back here from the Pepsi rink at Mesa Arena. Ken Oda will be back shortly as we are just a couple of minutes away from action in the second period. Toros trail 2-0 to the North Iowa Bulls as we'll take one more look at the highlights from the first period. Getting things going for the Bulls is Dennis Hodis. Hodis enters the zone on the right side. 2-on-1, takes the shot himself, gets through Will Mazenko. And now it's Severson leaving for Sangyab Kim. Kim ready for the puck on the left wing. And that's where we stand right now. The Bulls, a 2-0 lead over the Toros. Scholarships were awarded following play in the first period. Adam Mahler, Lucas Svedin, John Small, all awarded with scholarships from the Minotauros Booster Club. Definitely fantastic work done by the booster clubs to put up these scholarships. John Small, who was the recipient of the scholarship, returns to the penalty box where he will serve the final 24 seconds of his penalty. Lucas Svedin back out between the pipes for the Toros after coming in to play the final minute and 54 seconds of the first period. Svedin faced 3 shots, made 3 saves. So far, so good. Jacko Hannison, that's Landon Fleming, Billy Batten, Ian Spencer, and Adam Mahler out to try and kill the rest of this penalty for the Toros. Stays in the circle, and Weirin plays it back for Kim. Kim slides it across in the Bulls zone. He has Cash Crawford. Crawford pressured by Ian Spencer, picked up by Jack Severson. Severson starts up ice. He has Evan Johnson. Johnson in near side, turns on the half wall. He'll let it down into the corner for Cole Weirin. Across for Jack Severson. Severson shovels it back for Weirin, cross ice, but it's tipped by Billy Batten, and John Small now on the puck after coming out of the box. Billy Batten skates ahead on the right wing. Batten slows it down, pass up for Landon Fleming. Shot comes up wide, rings around the far side for John Small. Small spinning away from a defender, looks up top for Fleming. Now it's near side. Mahler, shot, rebounds given, but right to Cash Crawford.
A big, juicy rebound. Toros just couldn't capitalize.
John Small gets it to Batten out in front. Blocker save, swatted down by Evan Johnson as the Bulls are able to get the puck by Landon Fleming at the blue line all the way down the ice. So icing is called against the Bulls. That's going to keep them out on the ice. Some tired legs perhaps. A minute and 4 seconds into the second period.
Also, you have to remember that was a power play unit that was trapped out. So maybe some guys who don't always play with each other.
And in their defensive zone, at full strength with the Toros, that could be dangerous.
Second period, a period of the long change as well.
Comes up as O'Hannison will send it around the board, stays in the corner where Gavin Middendorf is tied up with Severson. Weirin able to take it, and he'll send it across onto the stick of Severson. Severson, that's Sangyab Kim in on the right side. Kim stops in the far corner, backhands one across, but it forces Brody Dietz out into the neutral ice. Dietz has it back in the Bulls zone. Sends one across for Bard. Bard's pass picked off by Gavin Middendorf. Middendorf will chip it down off the wall into the Bulls zone as Dietz retreats behind the goal line. Up the far side, Jesse Yahala able to keep it in as now it's shoveled into the neutral ice. Gibbs plays it off the wall as it's swatted down into the Toro zone. Jax Warren picks it up far corner. Warren sends it up into the air over the head of Small. Down to Chase's Jockums. Jockums gets it free from Dietz as he's on the puck in the near corner. Jockums and Dietz hit the deck. Jockums able to swat it around the boards. Hubert Clark now far side, tied up with Malatino. He spins it near side for Small. Up to the top of the zone. James long shot into the glove of Osgun. Shot was not on goal. Osgun slid out beyond the crease to make the save.
Toros a decent start to the period, but Moral victory is not exactly what this group is looking for. Need to find a way to solve Osgun here and get back into this hockey game.
As who will control it off the draw? It's Braden Jochums, but Jochums quickly taking off the puck in the corner. Comes around for Oshovy. Oshovy and Jochums hit the deck. Comes out for Miller. Taken away by Chuck Owens. Feeds Noah Gibbs. Shot kicked away by Osgun into the far corner. Oshovy takes a hack at it. Goes up into the netting with 17:22 to play. Good look for Noah Gibbs. Out in front, Gibbs had 2 yesterday, and he's had a couple of chances this game.
He was partially tied up while he was trying to shoot, so he couldn't get a ton on it.
Gibbs 3 goals and 6 assists in 19 games with the Toros after a 2-goal performance yesterday. Taven James out for his first shift of the game. James, quick shot from a tough angle, comes around the boards, gets past Ty James at the near point. Ty James sends it over to Hubert Clark in the Toros zone. Clark finds Taven James. James off the board, goes to chase it down in the corner. Taven James able to initially get positioning, comes out to Oshovy. Clark tries a long shot, kick save out to the far corner. James looks up for the half wall, but it's taken away by the North Iowa Bulls. Up into the neutral ice, Kalshur kicked the stick, comes far side. Kalshur has it back as the puck is swatted out to the far corner. Taven James off the boards, looking for Dane Ramirez, but Ramirez is turned away. Retreating Brody Dietz. Dietz looks far side. Oshovy into the neutral ice off the stick of Higley, and it goes out of play with 16:32 to go here in the second period. Toros 4 shots on goal this period.
To North Iowa
yet to record a shot. That follows the theme of this game. Toros out shooting the Bulls 24-13, still trailing by 2. One back by Dennis Hodis. Dietz will skate forward across the center line as he'll dump it in. Comes into the far corner. Higley tied up. Yahala takes it. He shovels it back for Adam Mahler up to Jack Ohanesen. Ohanesen, a long pass across for Batten. Batten across the blue line into the skates of Yahala. Drives in on net. Turned away as it goes beyond the goal line. Yahala still has it in his skates as Hodis able to poke it free. Hodis now far side in front of the net. Yahala couldn't shovel it past Kyle Osgun. Sent back around the boards. Higley first to it. He'll sweep it right back for Brody Dietz. Dietz moving up the wall, poked up into the air, and now Dennis Hodis has space. Hodis moves into the neutral ice. Gustafson lost it momentarily, back on it. Gives it down to Adam Mahler in the Toro zone, sent across for Fleming. Fleming off the end of the stick of Ohanesen as Bard will play it in the Bull zone. Bard resets behind the net of Gustafson, has Kim far side. Off the wall for Brody Dietz. Dietz finds Severson in the neutral ice. Severson in on the left side, tries a shot off of Jordan Gibbs. Puck now on the far half wall in the Toro zone, comes free on the wing, and it's swatted across the ice. Gavin Middendorf pokes it up, gets out into the neutral ice where McIntosh gives it across to Johnson. Rings around the boards for Sangyab Kim, but Jordan Gibbs gets positioning. Dangerous pass into the slot. Luckily enough, no one home for the Bulls. Off the skate of Severson and back down deep into the Toro zone. Svedin plays it around the boards, gets by Jax Warren. In on the right wing is Cole Weirin into the slot for Severson. Severson spins it off the wall for McIntosh. Long shot tipped out in front. Comes to Jordan Gibbs. Gibbs sends it high off the glass into the neutral ice. Weirin wisely laid off the puck. Spencer now has it in neutral far side. Looks for Gavin Middendorf. Comes back for John Small, who's taken down to the ice as Anthony McIntosh picks it up and has Vince Kalshur far side. Kalshur will chip it down into the corner, and the Bulls will get a full change in. Far corner, Warren looks up the wall for Ian Spencer. Spencer pokes it ahead, and it's sent back into the Toro zone by Austin Oshovy. Toro's given space. Goes off the stick of Gibbs and down to Kyle Osgun. Osgun sends it to Brody Dietz. Dietz right back around the boards. A big hit into Noah Gibbs. Gibbs gets in there as Middendorf, or that's Chuck Owens taking it. Owens looking for Clark, too far out in front of him. Up the wall, kept in by Chuck Owens. Owens spins it down comes out into the high slot as James had it tangled in his skates. James back into Gibbs, but Gibbs had not got him back across the blue line, so offsides goes against the Toros. Offsides brought to you by Affinity First Federal Credit Union. 13:33 to play in the period.
25 minutes into this game, the Toros had 25 shots on goal. We've played another minute and a half since then without a Toros shot, but you got to feel pretty good if the Toros can continue to average close to, if not actually get a shot per minute, that they'll eventually break through.
Comes around for Kyle Osgun. Osgun sends it off the glass. Tied up near side as Noah Gibbs able to get it back down into the corner. Brody Dietz takes it. Dietz shoved down to the ice by Chuck Owens. Couple players tangled as Suzuki comes out of the pile with the puck into the neutral ice where Hubert Clark slashes it into the Toros bench with 13 minutes and 4 seconds to play now in the period. And Ken, as you mentioned, you got to feel good about the pressure the Toros have put on the Bulls, but we're almost halfway through the second period, and they're still trailing by 2.
Yeah, the process is good for the most part. The results have not been.
Comes back for Adam Mahler. Mahler looks up ahead for Jack Edwards as Edwards steers it back to Landon Fleming. Fleming in the Toro zone, up onto the blue line for Dane Ramirez. Ramirez looking across the ice, moves it forward to Edwards in on the right side. Cross ice pass, played back off the skate of Fleming. Shot, score! Landon Fleming gets the Toros on the board.
Good process, good result. Nice. Nice passing by the Toros on the rush. Fleming tacked to tape to Twine, and the Toros are back in this hockey game.
That is a terrific pass from Parker Newman. Newman recognized that he was facing away from the net, didn't have the angle. Instead of taking it beyond the goal line and sending it around the boards, he recognized that Landon Fleming was crashing down the ice, finds Fleming, and Fleming is able to get it onto his stick and score the first goal of the game for the Toros, who now trail by 1. Adam Mahler looks across for Fleming. Fleming intercepted by Jack Severson. Severson in the neutral ice, hits the deck. Taken away by Yahala in the neutral ice. He has Billy Batten driving in on the left side toward the net. Puck left as Sangyab Kim picks it up.
Northern Plains
comes up for Adam Mahler, over to Billy Batten on the right wing. Cross ice too far in front of Landon Fleming. Fleming spins it around the boards for Yahala. Pass out in front. Billy Batten couldn't get much behind that shot as the North Iowa Bulls are able to clear it down the ice. And icing is called against the Bulls with an even 12 minutes to go in the second period. Icing brought to you by Minot's Finest Collision Center.
720 seconds left in the period. Toros are back in it. Love to see them follow what they did last night and find the equalizer quickly. I think it was 66 seconds last night. 64?
22.
22. So I'm way off. So we're well past that mark, but
Severson flips it up into the neutral ice. Jax Warren taps it ahead. Taken by Kim and sent in on net. Svedin played it quickly, went well up into the air, but it lands back down in play. Jax Warren works it into the neutral ice for John Small. Small across the blue line on the right side. Gets back to the puck, pokes it out toward the center of the ice. So Chovy plays it around the boards near side. Small works it free once again. Small across, it's going to come out into neutral. Jordan Gibbs will retreat. His pass was tipped as it's now sent deep into the Toro zone by Gustafson. Svedin sends it over a jumping Jax Warren. As the Bulls take it away, and Gustafson moves in on the left wing, tries a shot, guided out to the side by Svedin. Comes into the near corner where Kalschur's walled off by Gavin Middendorf. Kalschur comes out of the pile with the puck, plays it up the far side, sent across for McIntosh. Shot blocked by John Small. Another shot is snared by Lucas Svedin, as Small was stung by the initial blow and was then out of the play for the second shot.
As we hit the media timeout, Toros back in this one now. Hodis and Svedin chatting a bit. Hodis, not from Sweden, but played in Sweden last year.
So you always wonder if that's a friendly chat.
Of course, Lucas was here with the Toros last year. So, although if Hodis was playing in Sweden last year, perhaps he played there a little bit longer as well, and there was some overlap.
Parker Newman and Jack Edwards pick up the assists on Landon Fleming's goal, as Fleming had his 7th of the season. It's been a hot stretch for Landon Fleming, who prior to this series had 3 in his last 4 games. Comes out into the corner in the Toro zone. James up the ice, swatted down by Dennis Hodis, still finds Braden Jockums. Jockums turned away by Hodis. Hodis sends it around the boards, far side. Shot sent in, rebounds comes out to Chuck Owens. Owens taken behind the cage. Puck comes through the slot up top for Ty James. Guided across for Hubert Clark. Shot gets swatted down and comes up the near side. Noah Gibbs fires one through, rebounds given, and Chuck Owens will draw the penalty. Svedin heads to the bench. Toros have the puck. Hubert Clark gives it across for Ty James. James rings it around the boards. Ohannes far side. Ohannes working through defenders in the far corner. Bulls can't get there yet. Now they do, as Chuck Owens' pass was taken by Parker Osborne. As the Toros will go to the power play for the 3rd time today. The reason for that power play is because a rebound was given on a pretty simple shot to Kyle Osgun, and Chuck Owens got on it and was quickly tripped up.
Severson, the captain, over to argue with the official regarding the call at a certain point. And again, we don't know what was said on the ice last night, but I feel like it was a much shorter argument before Ian Spencer was given a 10-minute misconduct. Either way, Toros to the power play.
Tripping is the call. They're calling it on Kyle Osgun, and Cole Weirin will serve the penalty. Toros win it off the draw up to Ian Spencer. Now top of the zone, Mahler holds, gives it to Jesse Yahala. Yahala turns around. He'll go back to Adam Mahler, now near side for Jack Ohannes. Batten has it on the goal line, spins it down to Ian Spencer, sends a pass in, puck bounces up beyond the goal line. Sent back around near side for Billy Batten, leaves it up top to Jack Ohannes. Ohannes looks across for Yahala. Yahala walks in, gives back to Ohannes, tries a shot off the stanchion. A weird hop back in play. Batten up to the half wall for Yahala, gives to Adam Mahler. Mahler in for Ohannes on the right wing, back to Mahler, over to Yahala. Yahala down to the goal line. Batten couldn't handle it. He gets back to the puck. Billy Batten now taking it around far side. Brody Dietz able to take it away and clear it down the ice. Good work by Dietz to force the clear. Mahler swivels it over far side as Malatino got a stick on it in the neutral ice. Mahler takes it across the blue line far side. His pass was blocked. Now out into the near corner as Malatina will fire it off the glass down the ice. Another quick clear for the Bulls. 45 seconds to go on the First Western Bank and Trust power play. Gibbs leaves it for Middendorf as Middendorf starts up ice too far in front of John Small and sent back down on the net as Svedin. Svedin lets it out of his glove for Jordan Gibbs as Gibbs now starts forward. Gibbs, short pass for John Small. Small weaving through defenders, has Gavin Middendorf near side. Middendorf turns up toward the center of the ice. Middendorf now on the far half wall as his pass. Bulls got a stick on it. Gibbs, quick shot, rebounds given as it comes beyond the goal line. Sent around the boards for Jordan Gibbs. Just 5 seconds to go on the power play. Fleming thought about a one-timer. Gives it down to the goal line for John Small. Small passes across. Spencer touched it. Gibbs on it. Gibbs gets it back as it's loose and taken away by the Bulls. 3-on-2 if they hurry, but Weirin couldn't keep it on his stick as he dumps it in. Jordan Gibbs grabs it, and Gibbs starts up ice. He has Gavin Middendorf in neutral. Middendorf chips it down into the corner. Ramirez to chase it against Brody Dietz. Ramirez tied up with Dietz, who's a little stung up on the play as the Bulls move up ice. It's Sangyap Kim across the blue line now. Weirin looking inside for Austin Oshovi, but Oshovi hits the deck. Toros now have it far side. Jax Warren. Warren, a nifty move around a defender, sends it off the skate of Brody Dietz. Stays on the far side. Billy Badham works it to Dane Ramirez. Ramirez pass tipped up into the air. Comes into the near corner. Oshovi working it up. Gets past Adam Mahler. And all the way down the ice it goes. Sangyap Kim gets there first. But Jax Warren has positioning on the puck. Warren's pass is picked off far side by Kelscher. Left for Severson. Comes up on the near wall as Johnson will swat it around the boards. Jax Warren able to get there first as Severson took the worst end of that blow as the Bulls send it back around. Comes up on the near half wall and it's left in the corner. Crawford plays it down for Deemer. Deemer jammed up. Quick shot from Sangyap Kim, who raced out of the pile, and a late blow to Adam Mahler, and that is going to send Noah Deemer to the box.
Toros right back to the power play, and while the Toros power play hasn't been as effective as it was for a good stretch.
No, they're taking Adam Mahler as well.
4-on-4 will go, matching roughings.
We'll see what the official word is in the box score. It should be, like you said, matching roughs, and it is with Deemer and Mahler.
I would think the speed and skill of the Toros gives them an edge on 4-on-4, but you hate to lose Adam Mahler for the non-traditional situation. We saw last night how effective he is 3-on-3.
Kelscher gets it back to Johnson. Quick shot blockered away and into the netting. Svedin punching that one up into the air as we get a stoppage just 4 seconds into this 4-on-4. And so it's Landon Fleming. That's the defenseman on the ice for the Toros. That's a pretty good backup option to Adam Mahler.
Yeah, Flem paired with Gibbs. Batten and Yohala up front.
As the Bulls control it back to Cash Crawford. Crawford sends it down into the corner. Suzuki picks it up behind the net of Svedin. Suzuki looks up top for Evan Johnson. Johnson, center of the ice, tries a shot blocked by Fleming, and it becomes a souvenir with 6:12 to play.
Shots on goal this period, 9-5 in favor of the Toros.
It was 7-1 at one point. But still, the Toros have controlled the vast majority of play in the second, and really they did in the first as well. Draw in the circle to the left is Svedin. Comes up top for Crawford. Crawford has Vince Kelscher. Kelscher sends it off the wall for Suzuki. Suzuki works up the wall, spins now on the half wall down into the corner. Suzuki goes up top for Crawford. Crawford given space. He tries a shot, comes out wide. brings up the near side. Billy Batten on it. Batten sends it down to Ty James. James will hold behind the net as Fedin. 1:16 to go on the 4-on-4. Clark plays it back down for Jesse Yahala as Yahala will now start up ice. Yahala on the Pepsi logo in across the blue line, taking off the puck momentarily as he and Brody Dietz go down.
Toros
Comes around far side as it's a delayed penalty against Yahala. Evan Johnson has Severson near side, but Severson couldn't keep it on the tape. Ty James wisely races the puck down, and it's going to be a 4-on-3 for 50 seconds, and then a 5-on-4 for 1:10 for the North Iowa Bulls.
It's a 2-minute board.
And Ian Spencer is out for an explanation, which, given what happened last night, got to be careful here. Severson in the conversation as well, as this conversation looks to be mostly our head official Wilson talking to Ian Spencer.
Timeout taken by North Iowa. Interesting choice here.
Try and get some fresh legs for the power play, but when you take a timeout, you're doing the same thing for the other side, and it's the Toros on the penalty kill.
Well, I think they want to draw something up, try and extend the lead back to 2.
As we take a look at the replay here, Yahala, it looks like they hit the boards at the same time. Yahala's arm just happened to be around him. He wasn't really applying any force into Dietz.
Either way, the Toros will be short-handed for 2 minutes. It'll start as a 4-on-3 and then become a 5-on-4 as Mahler and Deemer get released from the box.
And now an explanation is being given to Jesse Yahala and Adam Mahler. 4-on-3. Out on the ice for the Toros is Ian Spencer. Looks to be Jordan Gibbs and Landon Fleming. Comes out for Sangyab Kim. Kim steers it up for Evan Johnson. Johnson out toward the center of the ice, back over to Kim on the left wing. Kim now comes over into the high slot, tries a shot, save made, and Landon Fleming is able to swat it down the ice. Osgun comes out of his net, and he'll leave it for Cole Weirin. Weirin moves up ice, now in across the blue line on the right side. Weirin plays up top for Evan Johnson. Johnson over near side for Kim. Kim cross ice pass to Weirin. Weirin with Fleming in front of him. Takes it over to the center of the ice, leaves it back for Evan Johnson. Johnson, far side, looking for a lane. Shot, score! It looks like it went straight in from Evan Johnson. Or that's going to be Michael Malatino that did tip it in. Malatino initially pointed to Johnson.
Just a good exchange play.
And Malatino.
And with only 3 killers on the ice, Toros couldn't really body up the man in front of the net.
And the Toros right back to where they started, coming out of the locker room this period, trailing by 2, down 3-1 with 4:36 to go in the period, back to 4-on-4 for another 4 seconds. Mahler and Deemer about to come out of the box. Toros back in their own zone, get it up to Gavin Middendorf. Middendorf moves around Deemer, sends it high up into the air off the back glass. Comes around the back side of the cage, played for Deemer. Deemer chips it up into the air. Fleming swats it out of midair. Moving across is Deemer, whiffed on the shot, back blocked, and another shot is saved by Lucas Fedin. Looked to be Evan Johnson with the opportunity from the right wing.
Well, down 3-1 late in the second. If you followed yesterday's game, you could argue the Toros have the Bulls right where they want them.
Familiar territory for the Toros. But this is not where they want to be heading into the second intermission. John Small's unit out for the Toros. Suzuki's line for the Bulls. Suzuki wins it straight back, far side. Played in and guided to the near side by Lucas Fedin. Comes around for Jordan Gibbs. Gibbs sends it up off Ian Spencer into the neutral ice. Suzuki swats it back around the boards. Jax Warren now holds behind Svedin. Warren hits the deck momentarily, but he's back on the ice, has it on his stick, now has Ian Spencer far side. Spencer clears into the neutral ice as it's taken by Gustafson. Gets by Jordan Gibbs, but Gibbs back on it to swing it around for Jax Warren. Warren turned away by Malatino, but the Toros get it back in the neutral ice. It's Jack Ohanesen. Ohanesen looking far side, had his pass turned away as it's Fuji Suzuki in on the left wing. Centers a pass, still out in front in the crease, and Jack Ohanesen able to take it away for the Toros. Chopped down by Malatino and sent back into the Toros zone. Small to retrieve beyond the goal line as Small, but the Bulls come away with it. Quick shot from Dennis Hodis, but Lucas Fedin was ready. Save made with 3:01 to play in the period. Bulls have now evened the shot tally. Pardon, that one gave them a one-shot advantage in the period, 10-9.
Reminder, if you are bidding on one of these St. Patrick's Day jerseys, the auction closes at 9:30, so you've got just 24 minutes to get your bids in. That'll end sometime during the second intermission.
Comes around for Landon Fleming. Fleming has Braden Jockums near side. Jockums to the stick of Chuck Owens, plays it across for Noah Gibbs. Gibbs works it down beyond the goal line. Owens hits the deck as McIntosh picks it up. McIntosh works over to the center of the ice, up for Parker Osborne. Osborne in on the left side, sends a pass center of the ice. Fleming takes it away, but it stays there. Bulls have it back. It's Dennis Hodis, leaves for McIntosh. Shot snared by Svedin. And now Adam Mahler is hit down to the ice by Dennis Hodis. Landon Fleming with a bit of retaliation into Hodis. A dirty hit from Hodis. But it's just Dennis Hodis going to the box and joining him, or that's just Evan Johnson.
Over to have a word with his teammate.
Toros sent to the First Western Bank and Trust power play with 2:30 to go here in the second period. We've seen tensions beginning to boil up all weekend long, and Adam Mahler causing just enough of a spark to get a response from Dennis Hodis.
It only matters if the Toros can cash on the power play, though.
Ohanesen gets it back, plays up top Spencer, across for Adam Mahler. Mahler waits near side, sends it across now, as that's picked off by Eli Miller and shoveled down the ice where Lucas Fedin will wait to grab the puck. Left for Adam Mahler. Mahler gives it far side for Jesse Yahala. Yahala in on the left wing. He'll send it around the boards for Ian Spencer. Spencer moves toward the center of the ice. Now Spencer in on the left side. Cross ice for Ohanesen. Couldn't keep it on his stick. Floats down for Billy Batten as Batten's hit down. Ohanesen looks up top. Adam Mahler across for Jesse Yahala. Yahala races in, fires, rebound out in front, and it's cleared down the ice by the Bulls. Noah Deemer got out to the rebound first. Svedin comes well out of his net to leave it for Mahler. Toro's going to make some changes. Mahler still on the ice, though, as the second unit has come out for the Toros. It's John Small working up the ice as Mahler heads to the bench. Comes ahead for Gavin Middendorf. Middendorf looks across onto the stick of Jockums. Jockums works into the near corner, now up the wall for Jordan Gibbs. Gibbs keeps it in at the point, rings it around the boards for Jack Edwards. Edwards plays it up far side, has John Small. Small leaves it back for Jochums. That's Middendorf racing in, but couldn't keep it as he'll send it back to the top of the zone. Played across for Jordan Gibbs. Gibbs has John Small. Small waiting in the corner, sends it off the back wall. Comes up for Middendorf. Middendorf back down to the goal line. Swept around for Small once again. Small steers it up top. Jordan Gibbs plays it across. Shot, save made, still loose out in front, and now comes beyond the goal line. Gibbs able to keep it at the blue line, tries a shot. Edwards tipped it. Rebound chance, and to no avail. The Toros knocking on the doorstep with the second power play unit on the ice. Hodis crashing in on the forecheck. Svedin leaves for Landon Fleming. Fleming looks around for Jordan Gibbs as Gibbs has space in the Toros zone. Just 10 seconds to go in the period, given to Ohanneson. Ohanneson turned away by McIntosh. Crawford has it back for the Bulls, sends it into the neutral ice, and time expires in the second period. The Toros unable to convert on the power play from 2:30 to 30 seconds in the second, and they head into the second intermission in the exact same spot they were in last night, down 3-1.
Yeah, that's the story of this one so far, really the weekend. Toros losing the special teams battle for the second night in a row. Last night, it ended up not hurting them in the long run. Tonight, a little different. Toros have had the power play chances, but haven't been able to capitalize.
And I think the Toros are close to breaking through. Kyle Osgun has been giving up a lot of rebounds in front of the net. The Toros just haven't been able to capitalize. As Lauren Hill has Jordan Gibbs down on the bench, so we'll send it on down to Lauren Hill.
All right, Minotauros fans, I am here with Jordan Gibbs for the Farmers Union Insurance Intermission interview. You won a Minotauros Booster Club scholarship tonight. What does that mean to you?
Yeah, I'm extremely honored. I want to thank the Booster Club and the Minotauros for that.
All right, and this is not your first season as a Toro. What has living in Minot meant to you as almost a second home?
Yeah, it's a treat to live here in Minot. This community and the fans make this place special and make hockey enjoyable.
All right, and obviously it's Parents Weekend. You have parents here, new jerseys. How awesome has it been to be able to play in front of your parents this weekend?
Yeah, it's awesome. These jerseys are sick. So.
All right, awesome. Thank you, Jordan.
So
Jordan, a few words.
We'll head back to the locker room. Definitely grateful for the scholarship, but probably a little frustrated by the fact that the Toros are still down 2. Both sides getting 1 goal on the board in the second period. It was Landon Fleming to cut the deficit to 1 for the Toros, with Parker Newman and Edwards picking up the assists. It was a beautiful move by Fleming, moving it from his skate to his stick, pinpointing it up over Kyle Osgun, but Michael Malatino with the response for the North Iowa Bulls. Shots even in the second period, 11 aside, and it looked like the Toros had control for most of the first half of the second period, but then later in the second period, it was all North Iowa, and despite going on the power play with just 2:30 to play in the period, Toros unable to cash in. We'll see if they got any shots on goal. Toros were credited with 1 shot on goal on the power play, came from Ian Spencer, but that was all just 1 shot on goal, as the Toros are now 0 for 4 on the man advantage tonight. They were 0 for 1 last night, 0 for 5 on the weekend. And this is a team coming into the series that was 32% on the power play against the North Iowa Bulls, but they've been unable to convert on any of their 4 chances tonight, which is part of the reason that they trail by 2 going into the third. But as we mentioned, this is familiar territory for the Toros. Last night they trailed 3-1, all the way down to about the 7-minute mark in the third period, where it was Gavin Middendorf tipping it out in front to cut the deficit to 1, and then Noah Gibbs with a redirect to tie the game up, as Gibbs had his second goal of the game, stayed that way until overtime when Adam Mahler was able to finish it off. So the Toros looking for something similar here tonight, down 3-1 with 20 minutes to play. Do they have another comeback up their sleeves? We'll find out, and we'll be back with scores around the NAHL here on the Forebears Casino and Lodge Intermission Report. Stay tuned. Yep.
App or at dashapp.io. Items include the game-worn jerseys our players are wearing this weekend. The bidding for the jerseys closes at 9:30 or in 15 minutes, so don't wait. Bid now.
You heard the man. Bidding closes in 15 minutes on those St. Patrick's Day's jerseys. Make sure to check out the auction on dashapp.io. That's dashapp.io. Just 15 minutes now, 14 minutes to go on the bidding for those jerseys. Make sure to check it out. And with that, we'll head to a break here from the Forebears Casino and Lodge Intermission Report.
Brain development, which continues to about age 25. Know the risks. Visit ecigarettes.surgeongeneral.gov to learn more. This message is brought to you by the 1st District Health Unit and the Minotauros.
No, 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 no! Oh! Wait! We have an emergency fund!
A state-of-the-art hospital and medical office building built with you in mind. The new healthcare campus and medical district. Now open in Minot. Trinity Health, making more possible.
I think we have some pickles downstairs. Honey, got some good news and some bad news.
At Northwest Tire, we have tires for everyone. Needs tires that are reliable and safe to get her family where they need to be. Needs a tire that's heavy duty for all of his off-roading adventures. Needs tires that can get him from point A to point B. No matter what you drive or your budget.
Northwest Tire keeps you rolling down the road.
I've been canning my whole life. It's one of my favorite pastimes. Today I finished the raspberry jam.
That's my favorite kind.
Well, here, take it with you.
Thanks, Grandma.
Now for my prize collection. Each jar shows the year it was canned. That way I won't forget when I put it in here.
Grandma, what's that?
Oh! Your grandfather and I worked so hard for this. It's our life savings.
In a jar?
Canning is really the best way to preserve anything.
It's true. The way we've always done it isn't always the best way. See how we're changing for the better at Aspire.
Grandma, you can bank from your phone now.
Oh, wow.
Aspire Credit Union. Aspire to more.
All right, we have a couple of winners tonight. So our main winner who will be shooting for some money is Kyle Hagenberg. I'm so sorry if I mispronounced your last name. Kyle Hagenberg with number 8022, again, 8022. Kyle, if you could meet me at the merchandise stand, we will get you ready to shoot. As well as we had two people, one person had two, lands on an extra prize, Maverick Brazil with 4184 and 1393. Please meet me at merchandise stand to get a prize. And Aaron Lundstad with 8052. Again, Aaron Lundstad, Maverick Brazil, and Kyle Hojberg. Thank you.
The Minot Minotauros Booster Club silent auction ends at the end of this intermission. Get your final bids in now. in the community room.
Our history sets us on our path. From the moment we're born, we begin our walk through life. We learn so we can discover. We find our passion and develop our skills. We build relationships. We start thinking about what we're going to leave behind to those we love. Let our legacy help shape yours. First International Bank and Trust. No matter your place in life, we can help you live first.
As far as what Plains Ag has to offer, great pay along with some of the best benefits that I've seen in the job market.
The company understands the importance of family and family values. You need to have that time with your children. Plains Ag is 100% family oriented.
I love working here. Very helpful. There's no problem it feels like we can't solve when we're working together.
Go to plainsag.com, fill out the application, and we'll be in touch with you shortly.
Circle Sanitation is a locally owned family business providing quality waste hauling services since 1980. We provide service to residential and commercial customers, as well as roll-off service for large projects and construction sites. We are dedicated to providing excellent service at competitive prices without deceptive contracts or hidden fees. For more on what Circle Sanitation can do for you, call us or visit circlesanitation.com.
The puck, the net, the crowd, the moment. A chance to make history. Just like that perfect play, we're here to help you win at your financial game. At Great River Federal Credit Union, we offer competitive rates and innovative technology designed to empower you to achieve your goals. Become a member of Great River and score a $100 bonus when you use promo code HOCKEY100. Visit greatriverfcu.org/hockey100 for details and open your account. Member NCUA.
Being in business for over 25 years, we've learned a lot about why local matters. Unlike those guys, we take pride in our work and back our tires with our Plus Plan guarantee to get the most out of your tires' lifespan.
Are the tires the same size on all the sides?
We strive to provide great value to our guests and lowest prices guaranteed.
That's not good.
Stop at a trusted tire and auto and get a set of tires from people you know and trust, and will even match those guys.
Nothing has embodied the American spirit like the family farmer. Year after year, they continue to work the land and plant their crops. Through droughts, floods, and uncertain markets, they keep that spirit alive with another crop harvested for the next generation. And for that, we tip our hats to them. Farmers Union Insurance, protecting those that protect America's food source.
We all have our ups and downs, but just like on the ice, we don't have to face the challenges alone. That's why we're excited to support FirstLink for our second season of Shut Out the Stigma. FirstLink is a free, confidential service offering listening and support, referrals to resources, and crisis intervention 24 hours a day. For the first 20 saves at each home game made by the goalies of the Minot Minotauros, the Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Dakota Caring Foundation will donate $50 to FirstLink to keep hope on the line.
Welcome back to the Four Bears Casino and Lodge intermission report here from the Pepsi Rink at Mesa Arena. North Iowa Bulls up 3-1 over the Minot Minotauros. And got to remind you, we have just 7 minutes remaining on these auctions on the Toros jerseys. They look absolutely terrific. Just 7 minutes to go. Go to dashapp.io to check it out. 6:12 and counting actually is the time left on that auction, so make sure to check it out if you are interested in taking home a piece of Minotauros memorabilia. It's definitely a cool one as the Toros trail by 3-1 here in the second period. Toros got on the board first. It was Landon Fleming with a nifty move, able to kick it to the tape. Well, hold on 1 second. Some technical difficulties, but we'll get that highlight there for you. Here it is. Newman leaves it for Fleming. Fleming fires one over Kyle Osgun. Toros broke through for the first time this game, trailing 2-1, but the response comes from the Bulls as it was deflected in by Michael Malatino. So the North Iowa Bulls lead by 2, exactly where we stood 20 minutes ago. This time the score is 3-1 in favor of the Bulls. The Toros not getting any help from their counterparts in the Central Division. The Bismarck Bobcats took down the St. Cloud Norsemen 3-1. Bobcats sweep the Norsemen, pick up 4 points on the weekend. So regardless of what happens here, the Bobcats will stay in first place by themselves as they were 1 point ahead of the Toros coming into tonight's game. They are now 3 points ahead of the Toros. Toros looking to pick up 2, but they are down by 2 with 20 to go. The Austin Bruins, it looks like they're going to take the series against the Aberdeen Wings. Bruins up 5-1 with 7 minutes to play there. So barring an absolute disaster on the part of the Austin Bruins, Bruins are going to hold on to beat the Aberdeen Wings. Bruins came into this game 2 points back of the Toros. So that win will move them even with the Toros, and then the Toros will see what happens here at the Pepsi rink. Take a look at some more finals around the NAHL. The Philadelphia Rebels picked up a 3-2 win over the Elmira Aviators with a goal. Just 2:47 to go in the third. The Rebels able to pick up the game winner. Wisconsin Wendigo up 6-1 over the Minnesota Wilderness with 8:43 to go in the third. Chippewa Steel hold a 5-3 lead over the Janesville Jets, 3:47 to go in period number 3. Shreveport Mudbugs on top 3-1 over the Odessa Jackalopes, 8 minutes to play in the third there. Lone Star Brahmas even at 1 with the Amarillo Wranglers, 14:26 to play in the third. El Paso Rhinos up 2-0 on the Oklahoma Warriors. That's Landon Fleming's former squad, as the Rhinos a 2-goal advantage with 8:38 to go in the second period. And our 2 matchups in Alaska yet to drop the puck. Kenai River and Anchorage being played in Anchorage. Springfield Junior visiting the Fairbanks Ice Dogs, as that will also drop at 7:30 p.m. Alaska Standard Time. Let's take a look at the box score from this matchup here between the Toros and the North Iowa Bulls. Toros trailing 3-1 in the first period. Dennis Hodis with the game's first goal. Parker Osborne and Liam Bard picking up the assist there. Then Sangyab Kim fed on the left wing. Jack Severson and Cole Weirin grabbed the apples, and we already went through what happened in the second period. Landon Fleming cutting the deficit to 1, and Michael Malatino extending the North Iowa lead back up to 2 goals. A lot of penalties in the second period as a result of the physicality that we've seen mounting throughout the weekend. Bulls goaltender Kyle Osgun was caught with a trip. Noah Deemer and Adam Mahler with matching roughs. That created a 4-on-4, but then Jesse Ahala with a boarding call that gave the North Iowa Bulls the man advantage. They were able to capitalize there, as North Iowa is 1 for 2 on their power play chances today. And Dennis Hodis committing a roughing penalty toward the end of the second period. Toros unable to take advantage. Hodis shoving Adam Mahler from behind well after the play. A little bit undisciplined from Hodis, which led to the Toros going on the first Western Bank and Trust power play. But the Toros are 0 for 4 on the power play. That is a large part of the reason that they still trail by 2. And got to remind you one more time, we have just 48 seconds to go on the Dash auction. So if you are not already there and you are interested in picking up one of these Toros jerseys, you better race onto the internet and go to dashapp.io, as time is ticking down on those auctions, as we'll send it on down to Lauren Hill for Chuck-a-Puck.
His son, Blake, and
Jet. Jet.
All right. Well, Kyle, your first shot is for $536. And you got the Zam door. All right, our second shot is worth $268. All right, well, our last shot is worth $134. Good try, guys. So at least, Kyle, you get an oil change. So give it up for...
All right, Toro fans, I need to hear some noise. So let
Evan Epstein and Ken Oda back here in the broadcast booth as the Toros return to the ice, down by 2 for the second night in a row. Toros in a bit of a slump. And Ken, part of the reason is that they are 0 for 4 on the power play, created a lot of chances on the first opportunity, but ever since then, we haven't seen much.
Yeah, Toros overall 0 for 5 on the weekend, which you don't get to say very often. Hopefully they can turn it around here in the third, have a repeat of last night, and get the comeback dub over North Iowa.
And one of your keys to the game was shoot the puck. The Toros have been given space on the power play, and on that first power play, they were taking a lot of shots, but like you said, in the second period, it seemed like they started to pass up the shots to look for something a little bit better, and it hasn't been panning out.
Hopefully, a similar result to last night. Toros didn't really start to come back until after the 10-minute mark last night. The Toros can keep pressure up. And again, shots 31-24 in the Toros' favor, so a little bit different storyline, but
Lucas Svedin came into the game for the Toros late in the first period. Svedin has made 13 saves, given up 1 goal. Always a tough task for a goaltender to come in midway through the game.
the delay here is
we're searching for the cause.
I think they were just trying to give the ice an extra minute to set. There's still some fairly wet spots.
There's one in front of the net of Lucas Svedin as that ice is glistening. Same thing in the slot in the North Iowa zone. Still some ice that is a bit damp. Or perhaps they were waiting for time to expire on the clock.
No, JR cuts that off frequently without waiting for it to run all the way down. So I have a feeling that was referee initiated.
Adam Mahler has it beyond the goal line in the Toro zone, gives it to Landon Fleming. Fleming fires it up for Jack O'Hanneson, plays it too far in front of Jesse Ahala. Evan Johnson has it, chips it up into the neutral ice. O'Hanneson sends it back down into the Bulls zone. Cash Crawford couldn't get a pass up the ice as it stays down in the corner in the Bulls zone. Comes up for Sang-Yob Kim, sends it center of the ice for Severson. Severson across the blue line, shot blocked by Landon Fleming. Sang-Yob Kim now has it far side, spins, trying to get around Billy Batten. Batten trying to take Kim off the puck, gets it to Weir and over for Liam Bard. Bard right side, floats one through, played by the pads of Svedin, and now sent out of the Toro zone by Jesse Ahala. Brody Dietz down to retrieve for the Bulls. Gets it to Severson. Severson space on the right side. Sweeps it across. No one home. Dennis Hodis a little bit too far behind the puck. Gets ringed around the boards. Dietz will send it right back down. Sent in front. Quick shot from Sang-Yob Kim as it now comes out into the neutral ice. Liam Bard back off the glass as Jax Warren will take it beyond the goal line, trying to get around Dennis Hodis. Finds John Small. Small taking off the puck. Back on it. Looking for Ian Spencer. Spencer gets it into the neutral ice. Middendorf taking off the puck, but Warren has it back in the Toro zone. Gives to Jordan Gibbs. Steers it back for Jax Warren. Warren up for Ian Spencer near side neutral ice. Has Gavin Middendorf, but Hodis got his stick on it to prevent Middendorf from driving in on the net. Comes up beyond the blue line as Jax Warren failed to keep it in the Bulls zone. Given across for Jordan Gibbs. Gibbs up for Gavin Middendorf. Middendorf couldn't hold. He's heading for the bench regardless. Suzuki now controls for the Bulls. Suzuki sweeps it around the boards. Manlove has it far side. He sends it right back around near side where it's picked up by Malatino on the half wall. Fires a shot, kick save from Svedin. Comes up for McIntosh, tipped out in front and into the netting with 17:46 to go here in the third.
The Toros are the team trailing, but it's been North Iowa with the early push. The first 3 shots of the period all belong to the visitors.
Drop comes to the right of Svedin. Chuck Owens in to take it for the Toros. Noah Deemer for the North Iowa Bulls. And it comes back up for Oshovi. Oshovi able to keep it on the blue line, sends it down to the far corner. Ty James able to get there, gets positioning on the puck from Deemer. James works it up to Jockums. Jockums now tied up far side. James takes it back, gets it out to the neutral ice. Sent back around the boards, and looks like it's going to be played with a high stick is the call. Or Manlove is being skated to the box, so Toros are going to go to the First Western Bank and Trust power play as Teddy Manlove called for high sticking. Perhaps this is the spark the Toros needed. We talked about it coming into the third period, 0 for 4 so far tonight. But yet another opportunity.
0 for 5 on the weekend.
Typical first power play unit out for the Toros. Yahala, O'Hannison, Batten, Spencer, and Mahler. Comes out for Billy Batten. Batten able to get it up to Ian Spencer at the near point. Spencer leaves for Jesse Yahala. Pass across for Jack O'Hannison, far side up to the top of the zone for Adam Mahler. Comes to Yahala on the left wing. Tipped by Eli Miller. Goes out to O'Hannison. Looks for Billy Batten beyond the goal line. Now it's Ian Spencer swiveling it up the wall for Jesse Yahala. Yahala has Mahler. Mahler steers it over to the left wing for Ian Spencer. Spencer works into the high slot. Takes the shot up off the glass. O'Hannison lost his footing. Spencer picks it up in the far corner. Spencer goes up the wall for O'Hannison. Now comes over near side. Jesse Yahala skates in. Down to Batten on the goal line. Score! What a move from Billy Batten to get it by Kyle Osgun. The Toros cash in on the power play as they now trail by 1.
Finally, the power play breaks through. And the Toros are back in this hockey game once again. A little oopsie type goal for Batten. He wasn't trying to shoot. He was trying to cut to the front of the net. It got knocked off his stick.
Billy Batten now with the 12-game point streak, make that 3 goals and 15 assists over his past 12 games. As action resumes, Liam Bard up into the neutral ice. He sends it down deep into the Toro zone.
And goal scored by number 34, Billy Batten, his 20th of the season. Assisting on the goal, number 10, Jesse Uhala, and number 23, Ian Spencer. Time of the goal, 3 minutes, 12 seconds.
Dane Ramirez steers it back for Ty James in the Toro zone. Has Ramirez back near side. Ramirez working into the neutral ice, taken off the puck by Vince Kalsher. Kalsher's pass was tipped. Fleming now on it beyond the goal line. Comes out in front into the high slot. Shot. Rebound. Score. A quick response for the North Iowa Bulls.
A brutal defensive zone turnover.
Cole Weirin putting the rebounds past Lucas Fedin as the Bulls' lead is back up to 2.
More fans checking in on social. Robin Brooklyn and Heath Ramirez are in Pittsburgh. The Brits are here at the Mesa, as is Tanya Shaw-Canaro, Keegan Snyder, Paul and Susan Zielikowski in Deming, New Mexico. Toros trying to get back into this game.
Ian Spencer in the neutral ice, comes back for Jordan Gibbs, across for Adam Mahler in the Toro zone, back up to Spencer. Spencer space on the left side, looks in for Middendorf, comes into the far corner where John Small, but Middendorf takes it away. Middendorf spins it around the boards, comes up on the half wall. Oshovi takes a hack at it. Gibbs sends it back down into the corner. McIntosh has Cole Weirin. Weirin a long pass too far in front of Sang-Yab Kim. And Kim had won the race, but icing is called nonetheless.
He went to the wrong side of the net. That's the reason for the icing call. He was maybe a half a step ahead, but the Toro had gone to the near side, which is the side the puck was on. Kim went to the far side.
15:28 to go here in the third period. Toros once again in a 2-goal hole. Drop comes to the left of Kyle Osgun. Jack O'Hanneson lined up in the shooting hole. Comes back to O'Hanneson, whiffed on the shot, gets it back. O'Hanneson shovels one into the stomach of Kyle Osgun with 15:23 to go. Looking for the quick one-timer. Still got a shot in, but not much behind it. They'll bring the face-off to the other side. Yahala's line still out for the Toros. Comes out to the side where Crawford sends it back behind the goal line. Up far side, puck bounces into the air, taken by O'Hanneson. O'Hanneson tries a shot into the glove of Kyle Osgun with 15:13 to go. Toros continue to get pucks on net.
33 now in tonight's contest. But remember, 25 minutes in, the Toros had 25 shots. We've played now 20 more minutes. The Toros have just 8 shots over that 20 minutes.
Yahala going up against Fuji Suzuki, comes to the side, tap back. O'Hanneson couldn't get a shot off. Now near side, steered into the neutral ice by Malatino, has Fuji Suzuki in on the left wing. Shot, rebound, and a good poke from Lucas Fedin off the end of his stick. Puck comes out into the neutral ice, sent in by Evan Johnson. Straight back off the wall as Ty James has it. Tipped out in front, shot, save made by Svedin. A dangerous defensive zone turnover, but Svedin able to make the save. Now comes over Billy Batten on the left side, floats one in on net. And Kyle Osgun almost misplayed that one, but he's able to fall on the puck with 14:41 to go. Lucas Fedin bailing out the Toros there.
Another defensive zone turnover in the Toro zone, and Cody Campbell is fired up as he yells at his defense group.
Came right to Parker Osborne. Osborne just didn't elevate the puck. Allowed Svedin to play it with relative ease. Chuck Owens line now out there for the Toros. Liam Bard takes it away off the faceoff, comes back for Brody Dietz. Dietz sends it around the boards. Toros pick it up. It's Noah Gibbs. Gibbs shot, kicked away to the near corner. Jochim's walled off, and the Bulls able to clear. Fleming couldn't keep it. Now Deemer moves up center of the ice, has Kalsher, but the Bulls are called offsides with 14:20 to play. Offsides brought to you by Affinity First Federal Credit Union. Momentum has been key for the Toros. They cut the deficit to 1 twice this game, but the Bulls have had the quick response both times.
Toros getting sloppy in their defensive zone as well.
Fleming up into the neutral ice. Deemer turns it around, sends it around the boards. Fedin out to greet the puck, leaves for Adam Mahler. Mahler now starts up the ice. Manlove caught it in his skates, keeps it in the Toro zone. Mahler retreats. Mahler looks across for Braden Jochims. Jochim settles down, a bouncing puck, tap back in the neutral ice. Kalsher on it, takes it back and gives it to Noah Deemer. Deemer up the near side across the blue line, plays it in. Kalsher shovels one in, save made, comes out to the far half wall. Center of the ice for Noah Gibbs. Gibbs moves into neutral, chips it far side, chasing it down is Jack Edwards. Edwards can't get positioning as it's sent around the boards. Jax Warren able to keep it in as he raced to the near point. Now far side, Taven James crashing. Gustafson has it jammed up with his stick. James clawing away at that puck. It finally comes free. Newman tried to put it down. James has it, tries a shot. Blockered into the netting with 13:13 to play here in the third.
Toros down 2. Again, where they sat last night. But you don't want to have to keep coming back from down 2 in the third.
Starting line back out for the Toros. It's usually been Yahala taking the face-off this game. Right now it's Billy Batten. And Batten skates forward off the draw beyond the goal line. Batten claws away at the puck. Oshovi plays it up the wall. Yahala has it. Gets it back down for Ohannes. Ohannes moves it far corner. He leaves it in the corner for Jesse Yahala. Yahala plays it up the wall for Adam Mahler. Down to Ohannes. Ohannes takes a shot, rebound through the slot. Picked up by Fleming and sent around the boards. Comes for Ohannes. Ohannes far side. Oshovi lost his stick, so he comes to wall off a Toro. Jesse Yahala able to come away from the pile with the puck, but now he's walled off by Anthony McIntosh. Ohannes working on it, but Ohannes now hits the deck, and Yahala able to control it. Up to the far point for Adam Mahler. Mahler, long shot played by the stick of Kyle Osgun and up into the netting with 12:25 to go in the third period.
Finals now in St. Cloud and Austin. Bismarck and Austin pick up wins. So the Toros need to do the same to keep pace in the battle for the division's top spot.
And that was a St. Cloud team that was hot coming into the game. You hope that maybe they could pick one off the Bobcats. But no matter, Toros are focused on one game right now, and that is here on the Pepsi rink. John Small has Gavin Middendorf directly behind him, but it comes out to the side. Quick pass up for Parker Osborne as Osborne sweeps it around the boards. Crashing far side is Manlove, sends it in through Spencer's legs, comes out into the neutral ice. Crawford will flip it down into the far corner. James first to it, plays it around the boards for Hubert Clark. Clark has Ian Spencer, but Spencer's pass picked off by Dennis Hodis. Hodis sweeps it around the boards. Fedin grabs the puck, gives it to Hubert Clark. Clark looks across for Gavin Middendorf. Middendorf into the neutral ice, trying to get through about 3 defenders. Suzuki took it away. Hodis now far side in for Suzuki. Suzuki working away from Hubert Clark up the wall as his pass was tipped up into the neutral ice by Ian Spencer. And is that Gavin Middendorf down on the far side? Middendorf is hurt. Fans were not happy with the hit. It was away from the puck. I don't know if you saw that one, Ken.
I did not.
Ian Spencer asking for an explanation as to why there's not a penalty. Spencer's now looking up at the Jumbotrons, trying to see a replay to see if he can
We're looking now
use
to
some
see
evidence
no,
to
it
fuel
wasn't,
his
it wasn't
case.
even on camera.
It's Severson now asking for an explanation, as will Adam Mahler. I think
It was
Coach Cody
so
Campbell
far-
told Spencer to come back toward the bench because he's been frustrated all weekend, but so's Mahler.
It was so far away from the puck, it wasn't on camera.
Our eyes were down here in the near corner, but we heard the fans erupt in boos after the hit. Nothing will come of it. We don't know what happened. We
The
don't
good
have
news
video
is-
of what happened.
The good news is Gavin Mindorf, while he's in the tunnel, did not go all the way back to the training room, which would indicate a more severe injury. Staying in the tunnel lends me to believe we're going
Might
to see
want
him
to come
again.
back in this game.
Well, not just want to, but be able to.
Bard shot deflected by Gustafson. Svedin steers it out to the far corner. Malatino, his pass was tipped, comes all the way down the ice. Liam Bard gets to it. Bard pressed up by Batten. Yahala takes it near half wall, sends a shot in. Tipped off the blocker. Jordan Gibbs keeps it in, far side. Up into the air, goes behind the cage of Kyle Osgun. Yahala takes it far side, sends it off the wall for Gibbs, steers it across Jax Warren. Warren off the grass, Malatino pokes it forward for Vince Kalsher. Kalsher into the neutral ice. He'll flip it up into the air, comes off the wall. Near side, Jax Warren looking up for Billy Batten. Batten trying to play it forward. Eli Miller got in the way. Comes out into the neutral ice. Kalsher working through a couple Toros, but Billy Batten now moves in across the blue line. Batten taking off the puck, but Jesse Yahala gets in there. Now Yahala's turned away by Noah Deemer. Deemer, a nifty move into the neutral ice. Has space in on the left wing. Deemer turning away from Mahler, hit the deck. Mahler gets in there, but Parker Osborne takes it back. Pardon, that's Miller. Oshovi tries the shot, blockered away by Svedin. As Jacko Hannesen gets there, Jesse Yahala is able to take it back out to the neutral ice. And then from neutral, it was sent in and tipped up into the netting with 10-11 to play in the third.
We hit the media timeout.
So it's time for our Kroll's dance-off.
Shake off. I am here with Chloe and Ethan, and they are going to dance, and y'all are going to cheer them on and vote on who wins. Y'all ready? Go for it.
I say I'm too late. Got nothing in my brain. That's what people say. That's what people say. I go on too many dates, but I can't make them stay. At least that's what people say. That's what people say.
All right, give it up for Chloe and Ethan. If y'all think Chloe won, make some noise. If you think Ethan won, make some noise. Sounds like Ethan is our winner.
Play resumes, face-off coming in the neutral ice, 10 minutes, 11 seconds to play in the third period. Bulls control it off the draw, comes over for Cash Crawford. Crawford flips it down into the far corner. Mahler steers it for Jockums. Jockums hits the ice as it's played back into neutral for Crawford. Crawford sweeps it in around the boards. Svedin out to get it. Looks over for Adam Mahler. Sangyab Kim gets in the way, but now Jockums on the puck on the far wall. Comes down in front, and a quick shot is squeezed by Lucas Svedin. And Landon Fleming is trying to make sure Sangyab Kim is okay there. A little bit tangled up after the play, but Fleming concerned for Kim.
He took a late chop at Swedes as well.
We'll take a look at the replay here.
We'll get through some more check-ins. Lauren and Emma Spencer in New Lenox. Gerald Morgan, Jimmy Fasthorse. The Millers are in St. Louis, cheering on Minot State. Who I believe picked up a win of a delayed game from yesterday due to tornadoes in the St. Louis area.
Puck up the far wall. Gustafson will send it back around the boards. Jack Edwards there. Edwards plays it near side for Taven James. James looks center of the ice. Parker Newman couldn't get his stick on it as Evan Johnson shovels it back into the neutral ice. Comes into the Toro zone where Jordan Gibbs is on the puck. Gibbs has James near side. James up for Jack Edwards as Edwards taps it off the boards deep into the Bulls zone. Comes up for Jordan Gibbs. Gibbs, nifty move, tries a shot, rebound in the slot, but James couldn't redirect one in on net. Back over for Jordan Gibbs. Gibbs moves up top, hands to Ty James, now over for Parker Newman. Newman couldn't keep it on his stick up the near half wall. Newman has it, shovels it around the boards, comes out in front, no one home for the Toros as James has it back in the neutral ice. Toros called offsides as Ty James moved in across the blue line. Offsides brought to you by Affinity First Federal Credit Union. Time trickling under 9 minutes to play here in the third. Toros in a familiar situation to last night.
This is about when the Toros broke through. Of course, they broke through earlier in this period as well, but North Iowa responded.
Comes into the near corner where Fleming's on the puck. Fleming looks up above the head of Billy Batten and down the ice. Dietz will play it before it reaches the goal line. Sent around far side, comes back into the neutral ice. Mahler straight across. Fleming gets to it. Fleming and Hodis battling for the puck. Now Batten gets in there. Jammed up on the near side is Yahala. Dennis Hodis takes it away. Chips it down into the Toro zone. Mahler turns it far side for Jack Ohanesen. Ohanesen off the stick of Hodis, and Hodis now has it back for the Bulls. Hodis looks across for Brody Dietz, sends one in on net, played to the far corner by Svedin. Adam Mahler sweeps it around the boards for Landon Fleming, up the near wall for Billy Batten into the neutral ice, but Eli Miller put it down and sent one in toward the net of Svedin. Fleming picks it up, and he will reset behind Svedin, leaves for Jesse Yahala. Yahala starts up the far side of the ice. Yahala races forward in across the blue line, and offsides called once again against the Toros. Gavin Middendorf couldn't believe it, but good news to see Middendorf back out on the ice after a scary hit.
Toros a couple of close offside calls that have gone their way, despite the local line crew. Eric Steele, longtime NAHL official, based here out of Minot.
Comes up into the neutral ice. Hubert Clark will send it around the boards. Rings up far side. McIntosh with space. Down for Oshovi beyond the goal line. Oshovi back up the far wall. Kept in at the far point by Jordan Gibbs. Down to Ian Spencer. Spencer shovels it around the boards. Picked up by Middendorf. Middendorf in on the center of the ice. Leaves it up top for Jordan Gibbs. Gibbs sends it down to the goal line. Ian Spencer there. Gavin Middendorf working it inside. Puck is loose out in front. Bulls able to come away with it. 3-on-2 if they hurry. It's McIntosh in on the right side. Slows it down. Pressed up by Clark. Sends one in on net. Svedin steers it out to the far side. Middendorf hits the puck first. Stops on a dime. Gives back and comes across for Hubert Clark. Clark now in on the left side. Spencer gives it down for Clark in the corner. Clark will give it to Owens. Now back to Clark. Clark fires one through traffic looking for a tip out in front. Fleming swivels it around the boards for Chuck Owens. Owens walled off by Evan Johnson. John Small trying to come in and help out. Toros get it back up to Adam Mahler, far point. Comes across for Landon Fleming. Fleming moves it down the wall for Noah Gibbs. Gibbs, he's pressured as the puck comes free to Eli Miller. Miller moves into the neutral ice. Miller in center of the ice. Weirin tries a shot. Stick save from Lucas Fedin. Now in the near corner, poked free up to Noah Gibbs. Gibbs gives to Chuck Owens. Owens far side, crosses the blue line, chips it down into the corner, comes around the boards where Adam Mahler is hit down to the ice. Mahler from his knees trying to play the puck. Mahler wrapping around, puck's loose out in front, comes beyond the goal line. Far side for Fleming on the half wall, and it's taken away. A breakaway chance now for Sang-Yab Kim. Kim driving in on net, shot too high and goes well up into the netting. A breakaway opportunity for Kim, but he didn't put one on net.
They're keeping the draw in the zone, which would imply that maybe that did go off Swedes. I don't know that it did.
The replay indicated that it did not. Regardless, draw comes to the left of Svedin. Fuji Suzuki lined up with John Small. Suzuki is Malatino to his left, Hodis to his right, up top Bard, and Noah Dietz, and that's Brody Dietz. Suzuki called off the draw. Small out there with Ian Spencer and Gavin Middendorf, Ty James and Jordan Gibbs on defense. 5:39 to play in this one. Sent up for Liam Bard, comes across now, far side. Dietz lobs one down beyond the goal line, and it's out in front. Svedin covers it up, and now Ty James and a couple players tangled. John Small and Dennis Hodis thinking about going after it. Hodis and Spencer now calm things out.
How often do you say Ian Spencer helps calm things down?
Not very often. Are they taking John Small to the box?
And just John Small?
They called him for a misconduct. So that sent Small to the box for the
Small's
rest of the game.
Yeah. Theoretically, he'd be eligible to come back with 31 seconds left in overtime. And Sam Wilson refusing to go talk to the Toro bench. Cody Campbell wanted to talk to the official, find out why one of his top 5 scorers is done for the night.
And John Small was shying away from the fight. He did not want to go with Dennis Hodis. Comes down to the half wall. Suzuki leaves it in the corner. Comes up the wall. Gavin Middendorf there, but it's pressed down as it's taken away by Hodis. Hodis beyond the goal line has Taven James on his back. Hodis moves in toward the center of the ice. He hits the deck. Hodis is down. Toros have a 3-on-2 emerging. Ian Spencer stops at the top of the zone. Puck tipped, Taven James back on it, wraps around far side. Puck comes out into the neutral ice. Hodis had just got up, but he's going to head to the bench regardless as icing goes against the Bulls with 4:57 to play in the third. An interesting sequence. If Hodis was all right, he might have had a breakaway.
Also, they're trying to get the right players back on the ice. Hodis was on the ice.
And now Cole Weirin's arguing with the officials.
I don't think that was an icing. I think the Toros sent that puck down the ice.
And Anthony McIntosh is being told to come back out on the ice. Now Jack Severson is upset. And now Johnson going off. Could this be a delay of game? Johnson's told to move back out onto the ice.
They need a 5th guy on the ice.
Because Hodis is injured, so he can go off as it moves far side for Adam Mahler. kept in on the half wall. Mahler looking back up top. Mahler keeps it himself. Sends one off the boards, comes near side. Cole Weirin has it. Weirin gets it up into the neutral ice. McIntosh races forward in on the right side. Shovels one in toward the slot. No one home for the Bulls as Edwards takes it far side. His pass was tipped, stays in play, comes down into the Bulls zone. Steered back for Evan Johnson. Johnson fires one down the ice. Jordan Gibbs is going to get there first as icing is called with 4:22 to go in the third. Icing brought to you by Minot's Finest Collision Center.
Yohala line out.
So Yohala will take the draw. Stays in the circle momentarily. Comes around, put down by Jordan Gibbs at the point. Gibbs tries a shot, goes off. Cash Crawford. Yohala taken away by Severson. Gets it to Cole Weirin, far side onto the tape of Severson. Severson moves in across the left side as a shot sent into the glove of Lucas Svedin. Svedin forced to hold on to it with 4:03 to play here in the third period. Shots now even 40 aside, as there has been a whole lot of offense this game. Same can't be said about defense. Draw to come in the Toro zone to the right is Svedin. Yohala's line still out there with Jordan Gibbs. And looks to be Ty James behind Jordan Gibbs on defense. Comes out to the side for Ohanesen. Ohanesen clears into the neutral ice. Put down and sent in by Brody Dietz. Ty James works it up into neutral, gets past Ohanesen. Ohanesen heads to the bench. Bard resets back in the Bulls zone. Batten got a stick on it. Deemer back on the puck. Sends it off the far wall. Dietz able to clear. Ty James turns it back for Jordan Gibbs in the neutral ice. He has Billy Batten in on the left side. Batten spinning away from Eli Miller. Sends it off the wall. Comes around the boards. Finds Noah Deemer as Deemer's trying to turn it back the other way. And it does come all the way down the ice. But Eli Miller is going to get there first. Lucas Svedin wisely comes out to play it forward for Landon Fleming. Deemer in the neutral ice, looks far side for Malatino. Malatino working down into the corner. Mahler with some good defensive pressure. Toros take it away. Noah Gibbs couldn't handle it. Gibbs racing into the neutral ice as he hits the deck, and that will be a penalty against the North Iowa Bulls with 3:02 to play in the third period. Fuji Suzuki will head to the box for a trip. Toros will head to the man advantage, and Lucas Svedin will be looking to exit the net relatively shortly.
I think you keep him in for a little bit. You've got the top-ranked power play. He's cheating to the hash marks, but remember, there's no icing either. So if North Iowa gets possession, you don't want him taking shots at an empty net from 200 feet away.
Svedin works back into his creases. He'll stay there for now. Oh, and a misconduct now called on Noah Deemer. Deemer is sent to the box. That'll do it for Deemer with 3:02 to play in the third period. A couple of misconducts in this game with Deemer and Small. Spencer had one last night. It's been a quick trigger all weekend.
Yep.
So Michael Malatino will come over the boards to be the fourth man on the penalty kill for the North Iowa Bulls. Yohala to take the face-off. Yohala gets it back to Ian Spencer. Spencer over for Adam Mahler. Mahler plays to Jesse Yohala near side, back up top, Mahler. Over on the right wing is Ohanesen, given back to Mahler. Now it's Yohala. Yohala walks in, down to the goal line. Batten looking backdoor for Ohanesen. Cleared out to the neutral ice. Eli Miller applying pressure. Miller taken off the puck by Adam Mahler. Yohala now picks it up. Yahala moves in across the blue line, sends it off the boards. As it comes up far side, Billy Batten able to steer it up to Adam Mahler. Down onto the skate, to the stick of Spencer, looks in for Billy Batten. Back up top now, Mahler. He has Jesse Yahala. Yahala looking across for O'Hanneson. O'Hanneson comes over center of the ice now, gives to Yahala, over for Mahler, works in on the right wing, shot snared by Kyle Osgun with 2:12 to play, 1:10 to go on the power play, and now is when you think about pulling Svedin.
Doesn't look like it yet. I have a feeling Cody Campbell's going to use his timeout.
And he will. Svedin was staying put. We'll see what the game plan is if the Toros send a sixth skater out onto the ice. Ken,
Not
you don't
yet.
think they
No.
will?
I know it's 2 minutes and 2 goals, but right now you're on the power play. You're getting good looks with this timeout. I have a feeling you're going to see that top unit come right back out. I think you probably keep Svedin in until maybe a minute 30, which would be 42 more seconds before you worry about the extra attacker, which would still give about a half a minute of power play time with the 6-on-4.
And
But no.
Svedin
Is
is
jumping
going
into
to
the
come
bench.
over the wall. Sorry, he's going back from the ice over the wall.
Yep.
So it will be 6-on-4 with 2:12 to go, 1:10 to go on the power play. The man advantage turns into a two-man advantage with Svedin off the ice. Gavin Middendorf, the extra skater for the Toros, joining that first power play unit. Middendorf lines up in the shooting hole, and the puck comes out beyond the goal line near side, played up the ice. Adam Mahler can't keep it in, comes all the way down. Svedin not in net, but no problem. Toros have control. It's O'Hanneson up to Yahala. Yahala far side for Ian Spencer. Spencer in, has Billy Batten. Shot kicked away to the near corner. O'Hanneson gives it to Adam Mahler, top of the zone. Mahler to O'Hanneson. O'Hanneson takes it center of the ice now, works in on the right wing. O'Hanneson stops, has Yahala at the point, back to O'Hanneson. O'Hanneson has Spencer on the goal line. Spencer steers it to Yahala. Yahala works in on the left side. Yahala takes a shot, goes off Evan Johnson, works its way up for Jack O'Hanneson. Played up to Adam Mahler, 22 seconds on the power play. Yahala in left side, pass out in front, backdoor shot. What a save by Kyle Osgun. Oh my goodness.
Spencer thought he had it. I thought he had it.
How did Kyle Osgun make that save? A beautiful backdoor pass, works its way in for Ian Spencer, and Osgun barely able to keep his glove up to make the stop.
17 left on the power play. Minute 19 left in regulation.
Stays in the circle, comes back. Middendorf directed to O'Hanneson. Mahler gives back to O'Hanneson on the right side. Down for Ian Spencer, looks into Gavin Middendorf, poked up top for Adam Mahler. 6 seconds to go on the power play. Yahala in on the left side. Adam Mahler up top has O'Hanneson, takes a shot, loose in the crease, and it's cleared down the ice. Is it going on net? No, it's not, but it's picked up by Suzuki, who steers it into the empty net. Suzuki gives the Bulls a 5-2 lead, and that should just about do it.
Suzuki wins the race down the ice. He had the big head start coming out of the penalty box. And now it's a 3-goal game.
Lucas Svedin back between the pipes for the Toros. And with both the Bruins and Bobcats picking up wins, The Toros will now have the same number of points as the Bruins. Toros have the tiebreaker, but they'll be 3 points back. Small leaving the box, as
So
is
is
Deemer.
The officials have decided it's unlikely there's going to be overtime, so they're sending the guys serving their misconducts back to the rooms.
McIntosh far side moves across the blue line, sends one off the back wall, picked up by Jax Warren. Warren, pass was tipped. Oshovi one-timer, saved by Svedin, comes out to Fuji Suzuki. Suzuki spins in the corner, works it up the wall for Oshovi, sends it across. Quick shot through traffic out in front, and it's cleared down the ice by the Toros. And this is going to be, well, it's played by Osgun. Oshovi holds. Far side now for Anthony McIntosh off the stick of Gustafson. Floats around the boards, just 16 seconds to go. Comes up near side for Parker Osborne. Now just 10 seconds remaining. Puck stuck on the far wall. Time trickling down here from the Pepsi rink. And that will do it. The North Iowa Bulls pick up a 5-2 victory over the Minot Minotauros. Toros lose ground in the Central Division standings as they now have 4 coming up against the Austin Bruins.
That's the good news, right? You're tied with the Bruins. You play them 4 times. You take care of business, and you're in a pretty good spot to finish ahead of them in the division. Same thing with the Bobcats. Yes, you fall 3 points back at the Bobcats, but you finish with 4 points against them in the regular season. So a disappointing finish for sure from a Toros perspective, but not exactly one you have to consider a nail in a coffin by any means. A bump in the road, but the way the schedule lays out, not one that can't be overcome.
And sometimes tough losses like these can help a team. They're going to be working in practice this week. They know what they need to improve upon. That power play was effective on the first attempt, even though they didn't convert. They came through in the third period, but ultimately the Toros just weren't able to apply consistent pressure throughout tonight's game, and as a result, they fall 5-2.
With a goal, number 77, Landon Fleming. And your Liberty Tech's first star of the night, also with a goal, number 34, Billy Batten.
So the Liberty Tech's 3 stars head back off the ice.
The Ohala, Fleming, and Batten, 2 goal scorers and an assist.
So we take a look at the forebears over-unders. Fighting Majors go under. Total Toros goalie saves go over, as do total empty net goals, although not for the reason that Toros fans were hoping for.
Yeah, tough finish for the Toros. Like we said, hopefully something they can build on. And something that fuels a push for the end of the regular season.
So that will just about do it for us here from the Pepsi rink at Mesa Arena. The North Iowa Bulls take down the Minot Minotauros by a final score of 5-2. We'll be back from Austin, Minnesota next week as the Toros hit the roads. 4 straight games against Austin, 2 on the road, then the next 2 will come at home here at the Pepsi rink. That'll be on March 29th and 30th. So make sure you're buying your tickets for those games. But with that, that'll do it for us. So for Ken Oda, I'm Evan Epstein, signing off one last time from Mesa Arena. Have a fantastic rest of your evening.